My camera's not on, but we are because we're live.
We sure are. We are live for the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody in. We're ready to talk some wrestling this evening. Jacob Barber's usually the host, but he's had kind of a wonky day. So he told me to take the reins tonight. I'm happy to do so. Anything for you, buddy. We're just happy to have you here tonight. Been a little while. Always happy to have you back on screen with us. But I'm here with my fellow Lonely Marks here. JPL, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Yeah, another week in wrestling. WWE, PLE, TNA, Evolve technically had a special. We have an AEW one coming. Yeah.
Yeah, always busy in the wrestling world. Richie Goodacre, how's it going, buddy?
That Evolve special creeped up. I guess I haven't watched Evolve that much because I was like, I went on YouTube and like, oh, there's an event. Okay, fair enough. Uh, but yeah, no, going good. A lot of actually quite a bit of news falling out of Crown Jewel and yeah, a few things. Yeah, none of them. I mean, and TKO. Maybe not great, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, well, we'll get into all that. And Jacob, of course, always good to have you on screen with us, sir. I know you're a busy man with all the comedy, but good to see you, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's been a rough 24 hours, but I'm here. Well, a little bit longer now, but I'm here, happy to talk wrestling. Except for this first part, I'm not happy to talk about this first part because this first part.
Well, for me. Let's get it out of the way. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and just get it out of the way because we haven't had a good update from you in a little while. So let's see where we're at with the fantasies. You got the points. You're the man in charge. Run it down for us. What do we got going on?
Yeah, so we missed 4 shows total. A couple collisions, a couple dynamites. The most recent Dynamite was really good for me. I was the the top scorer on that one. I think that helps when you have all 3 trios champions, but you have them as single stars, so they all get those title defense points. But it balances out real nicely when you get a 0-point collision. So yeah, that's cool. Or a 10-point collision. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm still in last place by a good margin. I'm sitting at 730. Richie's picking up a little ground. I think Kyle Fletcher has been working out nicely. He's been
Kyle Fletcher's been working his ass off defending that title like almost every show. So yeah, good on him. He's picking up those points every week.
And when if he's not defending the title, he's in tag matches or whatever. So he's been working. So yeah, Richie making up a little bit of ground.
And he's defending against somebody on his roster on the pay-per-view, so that certainly helps whoever wins that one. You're in the bag there, Richie.
That's the only reason I'm okay with Brody King and Bandito defending against Okada and Takeshita, because I have Okada on my roster. So if he wins, I get those points. But if Bandito retains, I get those points. So that's nice. But yeah, 885. Yeah, a few main events and some title defenses and stuff. So, collision. So the most recent collision was kind of outside of JPO, a little bit low scoring for all of us. The only reason it was fine for JPO is because he had a couple people in the main event. But yeah, so Richie sitting at 885. Pez 990 sitting in second place. But the pickup of Eddie Kingston has been helping. Orange Cassidy,
he works.
Pickup's working. So, and of course, Moxley's always seems like Moxley's a great TV show.
Yeah, he works a lot too. That's why I picked him up, because like he's always, even if he's not in the main event, man, that dude works like a lot, even on TV. So yeah, he's always getting TV time to actually work matches.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if the I Quit match was the main event. I mean,
it could be, but yeah, I don't know.
Title, but
yeah, it'll probably. If I had to predict, I would say the world title would still be the main event, just because Hangman's been putting on those bangers for the world title matches. I think he had last 2, and I think he'll still put on a good one with Joe. I would imagine it would still be the main event. But
I agree with that, but what I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
No, I mean, if they did, it'd be because they're going to do something crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, how do you top it? So I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah. So, and then sitting in first place still, JPO at 1,090, across that 1,000-point threshold. I think
so I'm only 100
helps.
points behind, but that could swing on a pay-per-view pretty easily, depending on results and stuff.
Oh yeah,
so,
it usually happens.
Don't bury the lead. How much points you got, Jacob?
What?
How many points you got? Did you read out your points?
Oh, I did. So if you didn't hear it, that's your own fault. I'm not repeating it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Go watch it on demand.
And if I didn't say them out loud, I did say them in my head.
No, he said it out loud. He had 7 something. I forget the second part, but it's 700 something. Yeah.
770 I'll repeat it. 750. Yeah. I'm about 150 points behind.
Oh, you can make fun.
Yeah.
So I went ahead this week. I scored all 4 shows before I added them. And I added mine first because I was in last place. And without adding Richie's points, I was only 5 points ahead of him before adding his points. That's how bad my team is doing. That's how bad my roster is. Andrade. You suck.
We'll get into that in the news. Yeah. And
go away.
The doubly bad news, Jacob, is that you have burned all of your substitutions. You do not have any substitutions as of right now. Now, obviously, that can change because with our new system, whoever wins the predictions gets an extra substitution added to their totals, and everybody's running a little low, so everybody could really use one in the chamber. But Jacob, unfortunately, we would go to you first. We would go to you first for roster slots, but you don't have any to use, so you are stuck as of right now, unless you win the Wrestledream predictions. So, so these predictions are important for you, sir. If you want to try to get one back.
3 again.
Yeah.
3 predictions.
But Richie is in third place. You still have 1 in the chamber, so we'll go to you first if you'd like to make any substitutions before the pay-per-view. But I would say your roster is still strong. It's just you just got to get some wins. Yeah. You do have Athena kind of dragging you down on the women's side, but you still have Jamie Hayter and Tekla, so and they're facing each other, right? So that's
each other. That'll be points. I think that's probably going to lead to a blood and guts thing, which will get me points. By
the way, I saw an interesting fact. The first women's singles match without a stipulation or a title since I think Britt Baker and
Saraya. 2022.
Okay.
From 2022. So that's good for them.
So I think that's the only one kind of bogging you down right now, but it's up to you whether you want to burn your final one for now, but that's up to you. And you have the floor should you like to substitute another lady,
which in a way is confusing because I thought she came out and said that she's signed she was going to be on AEW more often, and then you thought that okay, she's going to lose the Ring of Honor title, and she hasn't. So I don't know. But no, I will. Because I'll leave it for now. But yeah, if she's the only one, then I'm like, yeah, if she doesn't show up soon, I'll think about dropping her. But I'll leave. I'm cool for now.
Okay, fair enough. And I'll probably stick. I'll just keep mine just in case of any. The only one dragging me down right now is Copeland, but he'll be back, I think, sooner rather than later, like once he's done filming, and then he'll work some more. So I'm not terribly worried about that. Kenny is off and on. So, it's like I dropped him, but at the same time, he's not on the pay-per-view either. So I just don't know his frequency right now. It's kind of weird.
I think he would have been on if the Andrade thing didn't happen.
Yeah. So, and the rest of my roster, I'm still fairly so again, I'm in second place, so it's not bad. So I'm not that far behind. So I'll stick for now. JPL, you also have 1 in the chamber, but you're in first place, so you're still sitting pretty good right now. So but it's up to you if you like to make any substitution.
And everyone on your roster shows up.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you. And
You don't
yeah,
need
I'm good.
contributions. You don't need power ups in Mario Kart when you're coming first.
Yeah, but all right. So JP will stick as I figured he would. So you still have one in the you still have one in the chamber should you need it for future reference.
I can't wait to win these predictions and then drop Andrade for Kyle O'Reilly. Putting it out there into the universe so it actually happens.
Okay. Well, you're welcome.
All right.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that you dropped him considering how much he's on TV. But I get why too.
He never wins.
It's about the win
Well,
percentages.
if he keeps teaming with Orange Cassidy, because Orange Cassidy always.
Hey, keep teaming with Orange Cassidy. I like that guy a lot, so that's why I picked him up. All right, well, thank you for that update, Jacob. It's been a little bit, but that's where we stand going into the pay-per-view, and obviously there can always be some big swings during a pay-per-view. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, a lot of people. The pay-per-views are where we all shine to get as many people on our rosters, at least on working with when there's 12, 13 matches, including pre-show, at least getting points for participation. So yeah, that should be beneficial for all of us. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, let's jump into some news. And I'll start with the oldest news. We'll get into some more recent stuff, but JPO is usually our guy, our correspondent when it comes to anybody who gets released. And there was a bevy of them, although, only a few super noteworthy ones. I know there were some ID people and some Evolve, but just some lower level people. But JPO, I will leave it to you as to which ones are noteworthy to kind of expand on, and otherwise you can just run down the other ones. But yeah, hit us with what you got. You're the man for that.
Yeah, I'm your future endeavor correspondent here.
Yes,
right.
The
biggest couple surprises. The biggest one was probably Wes Lee. Probably the biggest surprise as far as his actual track record. Active since 2013, RPW alumni. Popped up in TNA by 2017. Did all the major indies, including former PWG tag champ with Zachary Wentz, who would go on to be part of MSK in NXT. Two-time tag champs they were. Wentz would end up getting released there. But Wesley went on to have a good solo career over 250 something days as North American champion. So, definitely a lot of people thought, they liked him and there was potential there. But evidently, they just didn't see him maybe on the main roster. And he's been there about 5 years. So, kind of one of those things, they've always said if we don't necessarily see you're on the ready to the next level, then, time to let you go, I suppose. Last time we saw him on TV was back in July, losing to Javon Evans in NXT. And he was more recently a manager in Evolve with High Rise, including even after he was released because they pre-taped those. So if you watch Evolve the last 2 weeks, you'll see several faces you'll never see soon. Of the LFG people, BJ Ray might be the most surprising because he is one of the standouts. He actually had some general heat with Bully Ray, Bavarian Dudley. But Booker T said in an interview, yeah, he was also that guy off camera. He was a cocky shit off camera, and he's also wasn't progressing as far as the wrestling actually goes. He was definitely more of a character and a good talker, but the wrestling wasn't progressing. And if you're kind of a dick, it might not work out. He had been around since at least May of 2024 doing house shows and then debuting for LFG back in February. His last match was just about a month ago, losing to Drake Moreau in very quick fashion. Stevie Turner, bit of a surprise there. Active since 2016, she did all the major places. She's another Stardom girl, kind of like Mariah May and Julia and whatnot. Debuting for NXT UK back in 2021, and then coming to the States in the 2023, defeating Danny Palmer in her debut. I guess I didn't see her as much of a wrestler lately because her last televised match was well over a year ago, losing to Jordan Grace. Since then, she's been kind of a co-assistant in NXT, and then now the Evolve general manager. So now Evolve doesn't have a general manager. So that's another person that's also on TV recently. Some of the other names: Hayes Jameson, Jamar Hampton, Jin Tala, Summer Sorrell. Also, for some people you've seen either on Evolve or LOG. And then also kind of surprising, even though he had 0 matches, so also not surprising, is a part of the bloodline technically, Lance Hawaii, had been in the contract for a while. Never had a match, not a house show, not nothing. So there was photos of him as security at a show, so he was there at least as staff for a little bit. But they do that with the guys that aren't booked that night. I had a photo with Bray Wyatt and he's security that night, so it would happen. And Cashitona would show you your seats. So nice. And then actually, I thought I was done, but as we were talking, I saw that Bryce Donovan is also done with the company. Which, if you watch Evolve, is surprising. He's been around since at least episode 6. He was on last night's episode fighting for the heavyweight title in a losing effort to Jackson Drake, and that was episode 33. He had been a pretty big part. He was kind of the, let's say, Diesel like enforcer to Jackson Drake, Shawn Michaels. Finally got enough of the cockiness, and last week signed a contract for the big title match. So interesting to see he went from fighting for the title to no longer with the company. He's been around since 2016 on the Indies. He's a student of Brian Myers, aka Kurt Hawkins, from Creative Pro, and even did some AEW matches too before getting signed to the ID and Evolve. And so he's gone as well. So yeah, those guys are kind of big names there. Like I said, Wesley, BJ Ray, Stevie Turner, Bryce Donovan, probably your biggest surprises.
Rich Holland.
Oh, I forgot about Rich Holland. Yeah, because he was kind of separate from everybody here.
And Carly Ray too.
Well, Kylie Ray, I think happened. Did that happen while we were in between?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kylie Ray, what some people are giving them flack for because she just got released because she was pregnant, so she's obviously going to be on the sidelines for a while here. And I guess WWE, unlike AEW for Ruby Soho, and one I was like, well, you can't wrestle, we don't need you then. So she's gone. Not sure if she'll return. Hopefully she does, but we'll see. It's also seems to be up in the air if Ruby Soho will end up coming back to wrestling as well. Yeah, Rich Holland. Yeah, definitely kind of a surprise, but not at the same time because he is somebody that again has been floating around for a while. I mean, don't forget he was part of that Big E WrestleMania match that unfortunately ended the career of Big E. Like that's how far he's been toiling around. Looks like 2018. He started wrestling for the NXT brand. Not too long before a call up here. Let's see, he's doing dark matches. They're 2021, so he was there for a little while here. Royal Rumbles. He was in the 2022 Royal Rumble. And then recently another one that had actually his last match, technically, if he never wrestles again, will end up being for TNA, actually. He lost his Mike Santana back in September at their pay-per-view, actually, of all things. So, and then before that, again, he's another one that was down in Evolve and then NXT. So, kind of one of those surprising because he's had pay-per-view matches, stablemates with Sheamus, but then at the same time, you can see that, like, they cooled on him, obviously. Evolve, TNA, and then, like I said, you got to go back to, I guess it was only about a month ago, but, still makes sense that they were like, all right, you're not progressing. They probably didn't necessarily see much more than what he'd already done.
Yeah.
He broke his foot in a match with Moose, right? And then I think there's a controversy is because they've, I guess instead of.
Who's hurt as well. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. His last match was with Moose. It says no contest. So, yeah, I don't know if it even aired. But oh no, it does say dark match. So yeah, I guess technically his last match will be with Moose if that counts. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the controversy stems from the fact that like they are paying for his surgery, but like with the 6 months that he'll be recovering, you'll have no sort of income. So whereas like maybe before that they'd be like for the most part they'd wait for you. They would wait till you healed up, and then be like, okay, you healed up. You can find other avenues. Cool. Now
I feel like he has kind of hinted that I feel like this might be the end of Rich Holland in wrestling. We'll see. Baron Corbin at one point also kind of hinted the same. But
the dude had bad luck. I will say that he's had some bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like when he was doing this Peaky Blinders gimmick sort of earlier on, where when he's on, I think he briefly was on NXT UK as well, but he came and I was like, oh, he's got something. He's really cool. And then he was getting some, as the story of Rich Holland, he was getting momentum, and then something happened. Like I remember he was getting momentum, and then he blew out his knee, and you could just hear him scream like Jesus, like when he was trying to catch Oney Lorcan or something. And then it was just like he's just getting derailed by injuries, and I think after a while it could be just you lose faith when you want to push somebody and then keep being injured. Unfortunately, I think that could be the case.
No, I mean even Booker T said in an interview while he was surprised BJ was gone. At first, he wasn't surprised about, or he was surprised about Wes Lee, but he's like again, he's kind of the time frame. Like it's one of those things. Rich Holland, like just look at the time frame. If they were never able to kind of push him to that next level in this amount of time, it's maybe they're just ready to move on. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So there you go, bevy of releases. No superstar kind of releases, but some
Yeah, the
obviously
closest
some
probably be
roster
Ridge,
adjustments.
several pay-per-views on that, but yeah.
Yeah, Wes and Rich, kind of the two big ones coming out of there. This Andrade situation is a little weird. He showed up on TV. Did the kind of attack thing, pulls the mask off. There he is. Jacob picks him up on his roster, and then apparently what it is I guess what is coming out now is that WWE might have sent some kind of letter to AEW saying, "Hey, wait a second, he's got like a no compete clause in his contract." Like,
I didn't want Jamie to get the points. I sent the letter.
oh,
So,
okay. So
Yeah.
he just wanted to keep his lead, on the fantasy thing.
yeah.
So it was like a
Well,
forged
that's
WWE
tampering
thing.
it or
Stamped
something.
it. Yeah.
I don't know
Which
why.
means I should be entitled to compensation in the form of a
I,
free pick.
I don't know why I fooled Tony Khan. You wrote it in crayon. But
Yeah, Tony.
So it's still
Has
kind of a
anyone seen his
murky.
handwriting? Tony wrote. They found a letter Tony wrote recently. He looks like he's writing from an elementary level. Like
yeah,
Oh, jeez.
he's probably way smarter than I am, but his handwriting is definitely elementary. Like messy.
Oh, jeez. Until he's like Vince Russo. Have you ever heard Jim Cornette read Vince Russo's like notes and like his layout sheets? Everything's misspelled and just grammar's terrible, things like that. I wonder if it's anything like that. But yeah, the situation is it's still a little murky as to what exactly is going on. It's that maybe Andrade himself thought there wasn't any kind of not compete because the way he was released, but apparently I guess he was sort of pseudo fired, but that's like just kind of coming out now. But if that's the case, then he had to not compete for like a 90-day thing at least, to where you can't even appear on television. So he's kind of in breach of contract by showing up on TV. So who knows? That will be. And there's something where, Valcore's pointed out, and I saw something about that if you break that, then it becomes a 1-year thing. So it might even extend
That's
beyond
the
that. So
new add-on.
it's like a
Probably
penalty.
Yeah.
And this might be the catalyst for that. So we saw Andrade, and we may not see Andrade for quite some time now because of the oopsie there, and Tony kind of maybe jumping the gun with Andrade instead of just kind of waiting it out, maybe till I would have waited until the first next year or something like that. But if I was them,
Well, I mean, if they thought I don't blame him. If they thought they were in the clear, like, you
right,
strike while the iron's hot. You know what I mean? You want to do that whole like, he was on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. We got him.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. They just obviously contracts were just confusing the word. Like it was like, no, he can't just necessarily pop in. And also what I read too is they are trying to set a precedent. Like if he got away with it, people might start getting fired on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Is what I read too. Like
right.
it doesn't make sense. They want to like cut this off the deal. Like, no, you can't just get fired and then jump ship. Like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Oops. I did cocaine, so do something, Tony, I'm free.
Sean Ross Sapp did point out that because, like, I don't know, like, fair enough. Like, I mean, I know the 90 days thing has been a precedent for a while, and that's whatever, no compete clause. But like, making someone not compete for a year is a bit aggressive. So he said if he lawyered up, he would probably most undoubtedly win. But it's just whether he wants to go through that process.
Yeah, it's that double-edged sword of do you want to go through that price, that hassle, the time.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you clear it up, it's probably closer to a year anyway, if not longer. Like that's what's like with the judicial system. It's like so slow,
It's just like making someone sit out for a year is just kind of like just you like sure he broke it, but it's kind of being dickish. You just like a year is kind of a long time.
It's a very long time to not get paid and not be able to compete on TV and get TV money. I mean, I don't know. Does that apply to indie dates or like, how does that work?
I think so. He got pulled from his match. He was supposed to have a match with La Park at some event, and he got pulled from it. So.
You say La Park?
LA Park.
LA Park, sorry.
Yeah. Or La Park up, but you like to
Jacob, any thoughts? I know this is kind of sucks and it's kind of heartbreaking, but I know it's weird for you, buddy. I'm sorry. I truly am sorry. Because I'm sure he
technically
would
he's
be.
not part of the. If he technically isn't part of the AEW roster, then he shouldn't be on my roster either. I'm just saying.
Well, he was for that week. Just kind of is what it is. But yeah, so that's that situation. JPO, I know you wanted to briefly touch on Bound for Glory happened last week, and a lot of newsworthy things coming out of that. Did you watch the show physically, or just kind of watch some recaps? Oh, cool. Well, give us a rundown.
Yeah. So I'll kind of just run through it as quickly as I can here. We got the pre-show was also an all women's Hall of Fame for the first time here. So not only the beautiful people Angela Love and Velvet Sky were inducted, but as well as Mickey James. This is where I think they were starting to run out of time because Victoria, her inductee, was told I'm getting the wrap up, which makes sense because the pre-show match was less than 5 minutes. The Inspiration retains their knockout tag titles against the Elegance brand, Heather and M. Ash, aka Dana Brooke, did accompany them to the entrance way, but she didn't come out for the full match. Kind of waved them on, so it does still seem like she's done for now. In the opener, Steve Maclin regains his international title. He defeated Frankie Kazarian. Nice moment afterwards where he went over to his mom, and they both flipped off the camera. Very, very sweet moment with him and his mama. Next up, this is where we start to have a bit of a mixed bag with this pay-per-view. That's the definition of this pay-per-view. Tessa Blanchard defeated Gia Miller in about 7 minutes here. This just didn't feel like a pay-per-view match because Gia Miller is mostly a ring announcer and commentator.
She's Ace Austin's girlfriend.
What?
I think she's Ace Austin's girlfriend, right? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Sure, whatever. But she's not that great of a wrestler. At least not for a major pay-per-view match of this. This should have been on Impact or at least a different pay-per-view, in my opinion. The Call Your Shot Gauntlet Battle Royal, basically like a Royal Rumble, but ends up with a normal match happen. Nick Nemeth and what's that?
Sorry, I watched it too. This was annoying, but yeah.
You definitely time it too when it comes to the end of it, because this is another mixed bag. So Nick Nemeth and Frank Kazarian do the typical double pin, 2 refs, schmaz, so they both have the cup. Lots of bullshit chants by the fans here. Also, a bit of this disappointing too. There's always surprises every year, and there kind of really was none this year, and which is still TNA's fault. They literally released an entire video of all the surprises from the past gauntlets on YouTube like the day before, and then had no surprises this year.
No, and because they're not last year, I don't want to see
BDE, who the YouTuber is, kind of a surprise. He was announced.
You weren't excited to see BDE?
Well, again, he wasn't even a surprise. They put it on Twitter and YouTube and everything beforehand. So even he was like, and he showed up. He did good enough. So if he got brought back, I wouldn't mind it. He's been in Revolver for the past year.
He's working hard. I watch his YouTube stuff, so yeah, he's working hard.
I applaud anyone that puts in the work. Yeah, he's another, Logan Paul, in a different era kind of thing.
Your friend Aisho Speed's been at the Performance Center.
He can go fuck himself. If he puts in the work, then sure. I just don't care until I know that. He's annoying though. I don't like Aisho. I like Kaisen not. I don't like Aisho. I also didn't like that Frank Kazarian did the typical. He attacked Jody Threat to get in the Rumble, and I just all right. You're allowed to do that.
They did a thing where Santino was out there and he admonished him.
And he came out and then he attacked him with the Cobra, but then technically he's knocked out, but he did the whole I'm still in it at the end. The funny thing with Santino was he comes to go in and he gets eliminated right away again. He goes, I still wasn't ready. So he now holds the record for Rumbles and this Rumble in TNA. So that's kind of cool.
Also, what was a nice kind of touch was he goes, I wasn't ready, and the next person out was Matt Cardona. I'm not always ready.
I didn't piece that together, but yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Matt Cardona also had his NXT return this week, losing to Josh Briggs. That was exciting. But I told about Danny Luna rather. She looked really impressive. She was German suplexing all the dudes around. Claudia Jordan defeated Indy Hartwell to retain her knockout title. Good, but never second gear match in my opinion. Fun hardcore war as the system. Eddie Edwards, Moose, Brian Myers, Johnny Curtis, and Alicia defeated Mustafa Ali and his group, John Schuyler, Jason Hotch, Agent Zero, and Tasha Steele here. It's like War Games without a cage or 2 rings. They kind of stagger it like that. Here's a mixed bag. A potential match of the year contender.
this match.
And the way it ended, Leon Slater defended his X-Division title against Javon Evans. This match was great. They did the 20-minute time limit. Santino, you guys want to fight more minutes? Yes, we do. It was a fucking great match. I truly do recommend it here. And then a minute and 45 into the 5 minutes, Dark State comes out, and it's a no contest. And
Oh, that's
bullshit,
terrible,
man.
terrible,
Horrible.
terrible.
Why you doing no
Horrible.
contest on pay?
Because I actually saw some like highlights on X from that matchup, and
Yeah.
it looked awesome.
Good.
Like those guys were just back and
Honestly,
forth, huge air, just going.
This was the match I
nuts,
was most
and,
looking forward to as far as work rate. I honestly think it surpassed my expectations. I think they did great.
right.
And it just
Yeah.
unfortunately is marred by a really shitty ending. Like, I don't know if I'm going to
Oh,
nominate this
jeez.
match for the year now. Because, as a contender anyway. Because, like,
It's like
damn, did they fuck the ending.
it's a story of TNA. TNA, like they have really good things, but then TNA has to TNA
Right.
and do their fucking Russo type booking.
I'll only try to give them slack because I do wonder, because it is Javon Evans. Did NXT and WWE not want him to go under? Is that the problem? Like, I almost maybe I'm making excuses, but I think that's possible anyway. That
But
they were like,
I've always said, if you have a great match, both guys will get over no matter who wins or loses.
I agree.
You know what I mean? If you have a match of the year contender, the match gets over. Nobody's going to give a shit who won, who lost. They're going to go, "Oh my god, match of the year contender! That match was great. Go watch it. It's worth buying the pay-per-view. Just go watch it." And nobody's going to care 6 months from now who won and who lost. Like they're just going to talk about the match.
If this just had an ending, any ending, Leon goes over, Javon goes over, then yes, I would say. Zero doubts. Watch this pay-per-view. At least we'll find this match. However we can find this match. I'm going to nominate the match of the year. I have zero qualms about it yet. And I would say I'm on a TNA high. I'm not on as much of a TNA high because now I'm like, okay, this is how you're going to end your story sometimes. You know?
Well, there's a couple of things too. Like with the Kalani Jordan and Indy thing, they made a big point of like the family being in the crowd, and then she just loses. I'm just like,
a little sad there, especially when it's face. Like, it's not even like Kalani got heel heat. Like, it's just like, your family flew over from Australia for nothing.
She just lost. Okay.
Kind of unnecessary add-on.
I think maybe were they trying to do? I feel like this might be defending him again. I'm like, were they trying to do bad booking to make you kind of feel like, oh, they're gonna fuck up with Mike Santana, aren't they? They're gonna do this thing again. They're gonna TNA this booking. Yeah, buddy.
I will tell you are giving
Trick
them
Williams
credit, but the last three matches, we do have the final Hardys versus Dudley's match here in a tables match for both the NXT and TNA tag titles in about 16 minutes. The Hardys do the kind of I love the Ric Flair moment with Bubba. Bubba's just exhausted. Double choke slam. And that's how it ends.
I saw the highlights for this one. I almost wish the NXT titles weren't part of it because then it kind of was like, oh, well, the Hardys are going to win because there's no way, like, we're not going to get rid of both titles, are we? Like, vacate both titles.
Devon gave such a disservice to, like, I feel like Devon really nailed home that, like, this was his last match. So, like, I kind of feel like it was always kind of Hardys. But yeah, maybe he didn't necessarily.
Well, that's why if it's just the TNA titles, I can see those winning and then those titles being vacant.
Yeah. No, I could buy that. Yeah, there's even less possibility. Yeah, the Dudleys aren't going to randomly start popping up in NXT. I don't think NXT would ruin their titles that way. Right. I agree with that here. It was fun. I mean, probably the best part was Jeff's elimination of Devon was another big laugh.
But given his that Devon was his last match, you could tell that was also it was a cool spot, but it was also the softest like landing he could try, and it looked like he hit his head on Jeff hit his head on the last rung of the ladder because he was so close to the. It was.
Oh, he definitely like. Well, that also might be personally just Jeff's age too. Like he doesn't get that air. He almost does the whole like. And now I go older guy, like
just kind of like the fall swanton, not like a leaping swanton.
Right? Yeah. I also think that's 50-50 of protecting Devon, and he's also older and herder as well.
Right.
Sure. We do end up hot though because Mike Santana, as I said, really good build for this guy. He does defeat Trick Williams 17 minutes to become the new champion. Lovely moment with him and his daughter, who he had said in promos is like the reason he got sober and. In better shape. And so it's just a really nice moment here. They do tease cash-ins by both. First off, or Nick Nemeth in the alleyway Elias hits him with the guitar, tip of the hat. Like, you're good. And then this was weird because Zarrigan's in there, but because Nemeth had the trophy in the aisleway, the ref was like, "You need to hand me the trophy. I can't let you cash in without." Even though the trophy's like 10 feet away, he's like, "You got to hand it first." So Santana just clotheslined him, and then we do end up happy. So there was no shenanigans. I was afraid they were gonna end with like a shenanigans moment, which would have really made me hate this pay per view. If they had just ended with like a cash in moment, but instead it ends up with just a nice Santana remains.
Which I've done before. When Moose beat didn't Josh Alexander, right?
I mean, I remember.
Yeah.
Just wanted to note that congrats on them for setting their all-time attendance record for any of their pay-per-views.
Chris Day in a nice moment came out and announced that. Yes.
Yeah, almost 7,800 people at the UMass arena at the UMass campus. So congrats to them, the highest attendance in the history of their company. So the crowd looked great. I saw pictures of it, full house. So congrats to them.
No, the crowd was there. They were into it. Again, if that exhibition match had ended, I'd say this was like an A-B+ pay-per-view. Probably now I can only say that it would be, because I refuse to give it an A now. But yeah, still some good stuff in there,
Yeah,
nostalgia, work rate.
Missed opportunity too. Like the call your shot battle royal should be like for someone to elevate somebody, and the guy, one of the guys who won it last year. And
isn't this 2 times for Kazarian?
Yeah.
2 times for Kazarian, and also Nemeth already had the title in the past. Like, does Nemeth need it? Like, yeah, not my favorite wins there either. I like both those guys, and if Frankie actually wins the title down the line, I wouldn't mind it because Kazarian has never been.
All right, hell yeah. Just 1 or 2 more notes here, and then I'll throw it to you guys for any last minute notes. We'll talk about the Seth Rollins thing kind of as like fallout from Crown Jewel, so we'll talk about that kind of as part of that. I did read somewhere that Jacob Fatu might have an extended absence from the company. Unfortunately, they said some kind of non-wrestling related injury, so something not ring related, but something he's dealing with. Yeah, we don't know what he's dealing with, but it said it may be an extended one into 2026, unfortunately. So, hopefully maybe he can be back in time for, Mania, something like that, but we don't know. So because we don't know exactly what it is, kind of a mystery thing. So hopefully he's back sooner rather than later.
They might have to start calling people up to fill in these spots.
I mean, that's where I'm saying, like, why is Trick Williams again not on the main roster yet? Like, come on.
Okay, to be fair, there is plenty of bloodline still left. Like, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Like, we still have the Jeff Cobb or the Tongas or that other tall dude. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, again, somebody like Trick, like, should be, filling in that gap on
again, you would think he loses that TNA title, like, maybe not, maybe.
Can we go now? Yeah, is it your time now? Like, the guy's
over. No longer the champ too. Like, Oba's kind of like in a free stance right now. So
yeah, and now that Saints is the champion now, it seems like they're kind of putting the strap on him. So running the ball with him. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's like, at least for Trick. I would get it if they kept Oma for another 6 months or so. I get it, but like Trick,
for the Moving Mark Awards this year, let's have a new category called the Call Them Up Already Award.
Call them up already, goddammit. Yeah, we had that for how long do we have that for Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker would have won it for sure once and not twice. Yeah.
Yes, I know. Even Carmelo Hayes, to a degree, we were like, all right, Carmelo's ready. Like, let's get it going. Like he's set. So, for sure. I think Trick is definitely long overdue. He's the one guy that we'd be like, come on, guys, let's get it right.
It's not immediately, but it does feel like they're kind of planting the seeds to call up Sol Ruka. I don't know. I feel like maybe like she's going to lose a title soon. Maybe to Blake Monroe, seems like. And I just feel like they're really high on Sol Ruka and they want to get to the main roster. But as soon as possible. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see. JP, what else you got? That was the only other big note. So we'll touch on it a little bit, but yeah.
A couple of quickies here. John Cena is definitely still a ticket seller here. Minutes after tickets went on sale for his December 13th Saturday Night's main event, more than 45,000 fans flooded Ticketmaster's virtual queue to buy seats. It's being reported at one point the number reached 60,000 people, which is almost 3 times the capacity of the Capital One Arena in Washington. Which they're in a different, big arena now. The high demand has also driven up resale prices. If you go into secondary markets, you're looking at least 200 for like the worst seats available, and then much more than that. So that's good. He's still selling out. And then my last note was speaking of Evolve. Yeah, last night on the Tubi, they had what was called Succession, kind of like their first special. NXT does specials, every once in a while. Their first special, which was just a normal episode, more or less, with a subtitle, I guess, because it was just the same time frame, about an hour long. As I mentioned before, Jackson Drake beat the ring, defeated Bryce Donovan, who's no longer there. Stevie Turner appeared, no longer there. And then there's a bull rope match. And then finally in the main event, Kendall Gray, who actually shined in this week's Battle Royal, so she might be coming to NXT soon. Kendall Gray is your new Evolved Women's Champion. She picked up the title there. And then over at NXT, too, Tatum Paxton won a Battle Royal. Tatum Paxton will be going to Halloween Havoc to fight for the Women's Championship for NXT.
I felt bad for Rim Sinclair in that Battle Royal because clearly she wasn't meant to get eliminated when she did. She was running away from the inspiration and she just fell out. She fell off.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think she was meant to get eliminated there because she fell off and then you could see her laughing.
Maybe. I'd go 50-50 as also just being like, her character is kind of goofy enough where I could just see it being like, and I run away and I fail. I don't know. I can see it either way. I can definitely see it totally being a mistake, but I could see it being like, let me go out memorably in a funny way.
Yeah. Speaking of Halloween Havoc, real quick, 4 matches announced thus far for the 25th, which will be coming up literally, not this week, but next Saturday. JC Jane versus Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship. Hardy Boys defending those NXT tag titles against some version of Dark State, whichever one they sub in and out of Dark State. Your NXT title match, Ricky Saints defending against Trick Williams, and a Day of the Dead match for the North American Championship, Ethan Page defending against El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. from AAA. So there you go. So far, so we'll see if they announce a 5th, but at least 4 going into that. That's right now.
Yeah, there'll at least be a 5th. I don't think they've ever done just 4, I don't think. But
Yeah,
they still have
and they're saying, El Grande Americano may fight for the speed title on that show as well. So,
they did have the women's speed title last show. Yeah, that's a quickie. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are those quick matches anyway. So
there's currently a tournament. In fact, I thought this was funny. Wesley gets released on NXT this week. Will be Zachary Wentz, his former partner, is somehow booked and not him, which I find very interesting.
Right. All right.
Anything I've got. We don't usually report on rumors, but it's becoming more and more clear that there's probably the direction. Jericho announces Jericho Cruise lineup, and for the first time in ages, no AEW people. Just interesting.
I meant to ask, or look it up, not ask, because we just started talking. Is there any wrestling on the cruise this year?
Yeah, and just no AEW wrestlers at all.
Yeah, I thought there was no AEW on the poster and everything. Yeah, all right. So I guess who's ever available.
Your top build people or whatever were like Jeff Hardy, Great Muta is on the cruise this year, doing appearances and whatnot. Jericho himself, obviously, they're doing some podcasts.
I'm talking about the wrestling itself. Like if you don't have
AEW,
AEW,
I know. I guess unless you just book, other indie guys, and put together kind of an indie, style show. You can pull guys from GCW, something like that. So, you can just do kind of an indie-rific, whatever card. Yeah. So. And some legend guys, so whatever you can pull through. I mean, there's plenty of wrestlers you can pull on the cruise, and there's no talent at all if you don't get anybody from AEW.
Well, I know, but it's held in the past to have TV stars, though. You know what I mean? Hey, come and you can see Kenny Omega. You can see.
Oh no, I understand. Yeah,
now it's like no, I get that. Effie, I don't know. Like it's not as much of a draw. Like it is for me, but not for most.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's a bit telling. That's all because it's the first time I've done that. He's done that. He usually has AEW stuff. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's the point. Yeah. This is the 7th one, I believe. Yeah.
All right. Jacob, did you have anything, or should we move on? No, good.
No.
All right, sounds good. All right, so we'll just touch on Crown Jewel here in Perth. We're not going to run down the whole card because we still got to run down a whole, Wrestledream card. But yeah, if anybody wants to run down their highs and lows of the show, Richie, I would imagine I'll start with you since it was an Australian show. Did you see the whole thing? And if so, any thoughts on? Just run down your general thoughts on the show.
I look. I would like to say sorry for doing your national anthem, but I don't know why you did the national anthem in Australia anyway. So, hey, that was funny. That was a weird decision.
I do think it's weird. Like I'm totally for, like, if you're doing a show in another country, just do that country's national anthem.
Yeah,
I don't think you have to do all of them.
What did you expect?
It's not the Olympics, where they do the multiple anthems, at the Olympics or whatever. Yeah, like you could just do that country's anthem, and I'm fine. I'm not going to be offended as an American that you didn't do the American national anthem as well. You know what I mean? Like if you're in Canada, you can sing "Oh Canada." That's fine. I don't mind. Most of the people attending the show are from Canada.
Right. It was very tone deaf, but it's fine. I thought. I mean, I feel like the highlight of the show was Cena Styles. It would turn out to be like a very tribute match on both accounts, and I like the. Obviously, like the tributes to all of it. When I forgot, like when AJ Styles did Kazarian's move, I'm like, oh, did I? I'm like, oh wait, Kazarian did that move beforehand. I'm like, yeah. So it was more of a shot to Kazarian. But yeah, I thought that match was really really good, and the crowd was great for that. I thought other than that, it was it was a pretty decent show. I think the crowd sort of made the show more than it was. Cody and Seth was good. And then before we get into the the headbutt looked cool. But I don't know how you land that without. There's no safe way to land that, as Ken's find out. I'm trying to look at what other matches were there. But yeah, I think other matches were it was cool. Bronson Reed won because you never know, but that was cool. I'm glad they actually got a win in his home country. So. That was good for me. But yeah, I was surprised that Bronson didn't get cheated over him, right? He was getting booed over him. So yeah. But I thought it was a good show made better by the crowd. So yeah, not the best, but pretty good show.
It seems to be the story with most of the other country, PLEs that they're like good shows, but made better because the crowds have been pretty hot, for the most part, overseas and whatnot. So that's why they keep doing them overseas. That not only are they're hot, but they're also paying exorbitant amounts of money for these to attend these shows. And TKO likes that right now. Jacob, do you see any of Crown Jewel? Any thoughts?
I did. I watched the show. I didn't watch it live. I did not get up at 5 a.m.
Because it started at what, like 8 in the morning Eastern. 5 for you.
5 a.m.
You didn't crack a dawn to watch it. No, okay.
I was not, but I did. Yeah, I did watch it later. And I thought it was a decent show. I think it was a step up from WrestlePalooza. I think I'll start with the. I'm not going to say bad, but underwhelming. I think Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton, I think, was a little underwhelming. I think they could have, been given a little bit more time. I don't think they quite meshed together as well. I love the result. I love Stephanie Vaquer winning. I don't think, you have her. She wins the title and then her first big match she loses. I think her winning is absolutely the right call. Tiffany's fine taking the loss here. I think match of the night. Styles and Cena. I think this absolutely ruled. I think, and for me personally, I know JPO was questioning it in the group chat. It did. For me, like the coolest moment so far It wasn't even like a wrestling like moment. It was a crowd moment. Them, Cena hits the Sister Abigail, and that would have been cool enough. But then you pan out and you see like the crowd and the fireflies, and it was just such a cool moment, just such a cool tribute to Bray, who gone way too soon, and you can see that he's still.
I just wasn't sure what moment you went. I was never questioning. I just wasn't sure. Don't let me sound like a no-hearted guy over here. JBO is black-hearted. So
doesn't like Bray.
Brace me.
It's like JP is one of those guys that they do the 10-bell salute for a dead rep. Boo!
He doesn't like
Oh my God, no!
No.
And then I love that the crowd was chanting 619, and then they
and he went for it.
It was like, there's no way he's going to be able to do it. And then they teased it, and then I think him countering, obviously, the correct call. And yeah, if this, and then with AJ, announcing that he's going to be hanging it up soon. We don't know when. Like, he didn't say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna at the end of 2026. I'm done." I don't know. We don't know when. But yeah, for these two, this and again, I don't think, much like their Royal Rumble match, I don't think they left the ring at all. Like, I can't remember them going outside the ring. Like, it was in between the entire time. And
good on all you damn high spotters, you can tell a story in the ring. You don't got to brawl every goddamn match. You fucking backyard shit.
Right. And then finally, and then Seth finally getting the win over Cody. I think that was the correct call, and not just because I believe I went 5 for 5, but just because I think it was time for Seth to get his victory.
Yeah,
I also went for it.
Nice.
I would have, but then I'm dumb and went for the fucking Kabuki Warriors. And
yeah, that was.
How dare you? We're gonna lose in Australia.
Call yourself an Australian.
You know what, Richie? Just like the Australian fans said, Oscar, you're a cheeky cunt.
Yeah, he's a shit cat. Oscar's a shit cunt. That was funny.
Oh, the shit cunt? I thought it was cheeky cunt.
No, it's shit cunt.
No, that's even better.
Yeah, that's what you are.
JPO, yeah, any thoughts on Crown Jewel, whatever you saw of that? Yeah.
No. I stayed trying to stay on social media as much as possible. Yeah, I'm waiting up for that. But no, all I saw was AJ's gear. It was the only spoiler I got scrolling through my Facebook a little bit. So luckily I was able show, a couple maybe slightly underwhelming before, and like you said, maybe they don't gel as well. Maybe a little more time might have helped. I don't know. And the first one was a fine street fight, but I'm happy with Bronson getting the win. Hell, I'm pushing for Bronson to get the title next. To be honest with you, I think that'd be cool. And yeah, no, I mean, really, the good takeaway is the really fun Cena AJ Styles match here. Tribute on tribute here. You had shout outs to Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, among so many others too. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, and Seth and Cody, we've seen those two can't really have a bad match either. They've wrestled numerous times. Seth, obviously, as we kind of predicted on the pre-show, our pre-show, that he'd get that win back. So yeah, good show. Again, maybe because nothing was really for a real title. Although they did wear those titles on Raw, which was interesting. The last show, they literally took them off of them on the post show and went, "We're putting them in a case." So I don't know if we're gonna keep seeing those titles for a minute, or if it was just maybe just for Raw.
Maybe because
I do know that usually when you have a title and have to bring it to show, they make them travel around with it themselves, and that thing looks heavy, very very heavy and bulky.
Yeah, it's
to carry around.
Body big title, both of those. Yeah. That's the biggest title they have.
That's what I mean. So that's going to be a pain if they have to carry it.
Jungle Championship Wrestling has like a giant ass battle royal title. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's really huge, but that's the gimmick.
Yeah. As I was saying, like the easiest title in WWE history to carry around if you were the champion was probably the hardcore title. It was like flimsy, just like nothing, almost no actual, metal on it, anything like that. Probably like the lightest title ever.
You weren't even like
Yeah, right. Or even that the ECW title before they had the new belt, like when it was still the ECW belt, that belt was pretty small, for what it is. Not like giant and bulky. So a few of the smaller ones over the years. So not bad. I'm sure the cruiserweight title wasn't terrible. But yeah. All right. So that was Crown Jewel. So I didn't watch it, unfortunately. I know. I finally figured out how to run the Netflix VPN on my laptop, but I have to actually sit down on my computer and watch it. I don't have a Fire Stick gimmick yet to watch it on my big screen. So once I get that hooked up, I will try to pay more attention. But I'm definitely going to go back and watch Cena and AJ for sure. I saw a few highlights. I did see the Sister Abigail thing and some of the other stuff. So that got put out online. But I'll go back and watch that for sure. So I heard it was great. And those guys have great chemistry. They still do. So good stuff there. All right. For sure.
We should mention that Cena wrote. They did intros, and Cena. I think apparently Cena wrote AJ's one, and he goes.
You can see him hand it to the ring announcer. Yeah.
He's like Cena is a definition. He's a definition of total non-stop action. And they mentioned the Bullet Club. I think that was just it was cool. It was just a cool moment. It was nice.
Well, at least we're acknowledging past. Yeah, that everybody knows that's cool. And then our kind of big follow up on that on Raw, obviously that we could touch on. It was the segment that ended the show. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed turned on and took out Seth Rollins with the spear and some tsunamis. The rumor has it that again. Is it legit? I don't know, because the last one wasn't. My girl is convinced that it's not a legitimate injury again. She's like, "I fooled me once." Shame on whatever. I mean, I called that it wasn't a real injury the first time, and they were going to do the crutches gimmick, because he had the cash in. But we'll see. I mean, the rumor swirling is that he legit does need some kind of like shoulder surgery or something like that.
I'd definitely say it's real. I'd lean towards, because fool me once is fun. Fool me twice is like, all right, fuck you. I don't think you know what I mean. Like,
doing the same gimmick twice. Yeah, I don't understand why you
and then beat the shit out of him too. Like, how would that make sense?
Right. Well, but it does make Dave Meltzer once again look very foolish, because he was like laying out the Survivor Series matches, and now that it's like they just booted, Rollins. Like how does that affect whatever the War Games match is going to be? I'm assuming so. And where does that put the title situation? Because Seth Rollins is still the champion right now, so where does that put that situation with the belt?
It just happened. I'm sure we'll hear more on Monday. Whether they'll do a tournament. Punk is the number one contender, kind of. So there's just going to be someone faces Punk. Who knows?
Right.
I could see them doing like the extra thing. I could see them doing like it, because I don't know if it was planned for Saturday night's main event, which I think is the first or the first. So like maybe they do like a battle royal. The winner of that gets to face Punk for the vacant title at that show. I don't know, or maybe they do like a mini tournament to determine that. But
and when is I gotta look it up. When is Survivor Series this year? I was assuming in November. November 29th. November 29th, on a Saturday. So I need to put that on my calendar just for Lonely Marks purposes. To make sure we talk about it.
Day after Black Friday.
Black Friday, which isn't really a thing anymore. It's kind of used to be a thing. Not really. It's all online now.
COVID, all online.
COVID killed Black Friday, like dead as a doornail. So,
also for us, physical media people, sadly, like it used to be a great physical media day.
Yeah, I used to bounce. Yeah, I used to bounce from store to store and go. Browse the Blu-rays. And last year was the last year I went to Best Buy and had their very last Black Friday physical media sale, and then they ditched it, and now it's gone. So I got no reason to go.
I got interviewed outside of Best Buy because I was leaving at Best Buy with a stack of Blu-rays. And they interviewed me for the news that day. But I forgot that I had lied to my parents. I only told them I spent $5 or like $10. But I'm on the news going like, I just spent $100 at Best Buy. And then they're like, asshole, you lied to us. I'm like, well, here's the thing. I also lied to them because I only spent like $50, but I thought it would be cooler for the news to say $100. So but I'm still trying to lie to you too. So it was a whole kerfuffle.
That's a lot of a family comedy. Like, why'd you do that? You're
Can't trust
not.
anything you
You
say.
said you spent $10, $20. I'm like, okay, but I did spend 100, so you can't be as mad as you initially are.
Kevin, you spent $967 on room service.
Oh, but dude, $2. Remember $2 DVDs at Walmart? Would you ever do that one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I didn't give a shit. I was like, I don't even like grown-ups. I don't even like Larry Cable Guy.
I
Whatever
know.
it is.
Yeah. Will I
Give it
at
to
least
me.
get one viewing out of this movie?
Yes.
Probably. So I'll pick it up. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No. I did that constantly. I would bounce from Target to Walmart to
man,
Best
yeah.
Buy. Yeah. Load it up, and now that's just like not a thing anymore. So yeah, it's kind of sad. Sad days. Yeah, the glory days of my collecting.
Even
Now
if it
everything's
online
just.
too, I'd wait for Ring of Honor special. I'd wait for like the High Spot special. It's not a thing.
Oh
man.
yeah, you get that like buy two get one on Ring of Honor specials.
Yeah, Ring of Honor would always
load
do
that up.
clearance for the older
Yeah.
stuff. Buy me get one. I was like, hell yeah.
Exactly. No, 100%. So, yeah, no, glory days. But yeah, the Seth Rollins thing, we'll see where it goes. Yeah, we'll get more details, I'm sure. Yeah, this coming Monday night with some kind of follow up, but certainly yeah. I mean, Richie says, the Vision 20, but it's still the Vision, is it not? Just without Seth Rollins.
The Vision as we know it.
Paul Heyman did act like he was relatively shocked as well. So also him.
I feel it's real. Like it's like while it was a cool spot, like I don't know how you do. You can't. Cody's a tree low, and you can't. I don't know. You can't. I don't feel there's any way to do a coast to coast headbutt without landing awkwardly. He did, and completely. I don't know.
I don't know. Is it that much different from doing like a frog splash in no one's home? Like I think it could be done. No.
I don't know.
I'm also not surprised it hurt him either. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's a guaranteed injured.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they're silly enough to do it again. Otherwise, if they are and CM Punk falls for it, he's an idiot.
But no, I mean, no, to JPO's point, yeah, it did seem like Heyman was not in on the turn.
Yeah.
That he kind of like, it was Breaker was just like, all right, this is what we're doing now. Bronson, you with me or against me? Paul, you with me or against me? You know what I mean? And they both, were like,
the Bronson was hard to, the Bronson was hard to tell. He kind of gave him that look of like, yeah, I couldn't tell if it was like, this is our moment or now.
No, it seems like. I would imagine, yeah, the Browns will stick side by side, because I like them as a tag team anyway. So yeah, and then but yeah, Paul as the wise man, they'll have to follow up with like, yeah, didn't see this coming, that sort of thing, and yeah, his leader, his boy that he turned on Punk for, obviously, is there. Yeah, where does if Brock Lesnar comes into play again? We don't know because Paul's been tooling around with Brock still here and there, like at WrestlePalooza. So does that come into play? For a war game situation, we don't know. So we'll see where that goes.
I mean, definitely whatever it is, definitely I think fast track. Because remind me of when when the Judgment Day randomly turns on Edge. You're like, what? That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, this Breaker has been giving like the side eye at Rollins a couple of times here and there the last like month or so. You know what I mean? He's been kind of like second guessing him and sidetracking him and things like that. And it does seem like they're high on the guy. So maybe it's like a thing where we're just gonna
unfortunately, if this is a legit injury, it is different from the Judgment Day and the fact of that one was just like, let's bring this thing up because we want to make Edge a face randomly. This is like, oh shit, we got to take the title off of him. How do we do that? Oh, let's just fucking turn him because by the time Seth's back, like we're not going to keep this probably group together anyway. So
yeah, but again, it may be another opportunity if they bring somebody else up into the faction. They can still do that. I mean, that Austin Theory thing is still being thrown around. Like it actually happened.
Supposed to be in the War Games match. That's what I don't know how you.
So I don't know. Yeah, I maybe we'll
just have a month. I mean, if they started in the next week or two, I guess, but like.
Yeah, you've got 4 or 5. You got 4 or 5 Raws to break it down. So I mean, they got time.
It is tough to go. It just does seem like a bit of a jump to go from like he was like a mid card tag guy to now you want us to believe he's a main eventer again.
And my thing that I was telling my girl is like if he does legitimately need some kind of surgery and recovery time, you'd rather do it now so he could be back for like early next year, you know what I mean? And like use the recovery time now rather than waiting and risking him getting further injured. Because my idea was always that if he does it now, his would potentially be in time to come back for the eventual Punk blow-off match, which I still think will be a Hell in a Cell at Mania. That's still my prediction. Something like that, some kind of really big, which is not unprecedented. Remember, Edge and Phil Balor had a Hell in a Cell at Mania, so it's not unprecedented to do one. There, you can definitely do it.
Taker and Kane, right? Yeah, they've done it. Yeah.
Taker and Triple H.
Taker and Triple H. Yeah, with Shawn Michaels as the ref at Mania. Yeah, not that long ago. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think that would be a big enough
the best one of all, Taker and Boss Man.
Yeah, and we haven't done one in a while, since the McIntyre one. So I think
that gives you that's a worthy two, and then it's a worthy match. So, yeah, I can buy that for $1.
So if you're gonna do it in time for Seth to come back, I would say do it now. He has the recovery time. Come back, maybe next year post, Royal Rumble, so some sort of thing. So if you got to do it, get it out of the way, and have him come back strong. So we'll see where that ends up.
Did you see Becky's tweet? She was like, I was gone for 1 week.
Everything goes to shit.
What happens when you don't?
Yeah. I didn't see that. That's funny though. I didn't see it.
Yeah. There 1 week, then I'll watch us back. Yeah. But JPO, we got some matches to run down on the AEW side of things. We got another pay-per-view coming up this weekend with the Wrestledream. And we've even got pretty much the entire pre-show announced too, with the tailgate party, whatever they're calling it nowadays, over on Max. Tailgate show. So I know we got a lot to run down, and Jacob, he's actually here to on screen for us to do some predictions. So let's get this thing rocking. So, but I will throw it over to you, JPO. You are the prediction man. Let's get it rocking. What do you got?
Yeah, and Wrestledream coming to you from St. Louis this Saturday, the 18th. I believe an 8 o'clock one, 7 o'clock for that pre-show. I said the pre-show does going to be pretty set here. We got FTR taking on Jet Speed. That's a good match. I'd even put that on maybe the main one if there was room for it. But Barber.
Yeah, this one's tough. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the main card, and I'm like, well, is there anything I would bump for this one? Because this one, I could see this one being pay-per-view worthy. But there's nothing that I would be like, oh no, that should be pretty.
Yeah, that's what I said. If there was room, I'm not necessarily saying there's one that's free.
I could definitely see this main eventing being the last match on the pre-show.
Probably.
I'm torn because I think both of them could. FTR they just lost it, to Cope and Christian. But I think Jet Speed. I think they could use that big win. I'm gonna go with Jet Speed. But I'm like 50-50 on this one.
It was close for Jacob. Richie's a close 3. Who are you thinking?
I mean, it's like, it's not, I don't know. It's not overly difficult, but it's also not a lock. I'll say if this was on a pay-per-view, I would say it'd be a bigger deal if Jet Speed won. So because I feel like maybe they could have a rematch. I think FTR gets it done, but maybe Jet Speed will get their big win down the line. So I'll go FTR. It's hard to bet against FTR in most situations. I'm not going to do it here.
Man, fuck the Revival. Well, no, FTR's going to get my pick here. I think just because they're heels. They lost to ENC. Give them the win here, and also too, if Rodito retains, that could be a match right there possibly. So I'll go FTR. Pez.
Yeah, I'll also go FTR just because Jet Speed are geeks.
All right, this is the match.
I like them. I like them a lot. They're very talented, but as a tag team, they're geeks. So yeah.
Or maybe that.
Yeah.
And we can kind of skip this
They're in
one.
action.
If they say who they're gonna fight, maybe we'll
Yeah,
talk
well,
later.
we'll
I'm not
say
gonna go over.
TBD. Yeah, TBD.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the predictions, but I'll leave it blank. Whatever it ends up being, we'll probably get announced like the day of or something, and then we'll.
I mean, it could even literally be the moment of. I could even see this to be like answer Pentagon and I'll go, or whoever.
I mean,
We'll see.
whatever it is, I would imagine Eddie and Hook will probably go over.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it.
Eddie just goes back. Hook is it's a free show.
You know, whenever even on Dynamite you have like Jurassic Express in action against two geeks. You know what I mean?
That was RPW Coastal Champ Orion, right? Listen, he wasn't that much of a geek. Now
I think
I know.
I think whoever they face is going to win. It's going to be the Acclaimed, and this is going to be their big.
Yeah, their big comeback.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not a bad idea, but I think
I could see them being the challengers, but the reason they don't win is because like there's some miscommunication, maybe further in
don't hate that.
But I could also just see it being two random guys showcase Eddie and Hook.
Yeah. Women's tag match though on Saturday tailgate brawl: Penelope Ford, Megan Bain, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron. So Richie will start because we're gonna skip the last one.
Yeah, this is kind of tricky as well. Like Willow, obviously has a good win record in AEW. Harley Cameron's entertaining. You know, they've got their thing going on. I don't know if but Penelope and Megan Bain I think they, and they're, I think they, they're been a kind of a solid tag team for a while here. I'll go the heels for this one. No real reason. I just think they need momentum. So I'll go Ford and Bain.
Well, that's why I was uncomfortable. I've been sitting in my water bottle for a while. Anyway, I'll flip it just because, and this is funny enough. This is one of those like actually really hard matches to call, like this random pre-show match. Because Megan Bain, you can make her look strong, give a heel a win. I'll go Willow and Harley. Harley's pretty over. Willow's, I think, still gonna maybe get a title shot down the line. And they can always pin Penelope. So I'll go Willow and Harley split it. Pez.
Yeah, oddly enough, this and the next one we'll talk about on the pre-show, the 8-man, are also both like difficult because you can see on a pre-show it going either way. Just because, I don't know. I think with this one I'll kind of side with Richie. I'll go with the heels in this one just because I think maybe the faces might go over in the next one. I don't know. It's a total crapshoot. It could be a total vice versa situation. But for now, I'll go Ford and Bain for no reason that I don't know what to predict here. It's a crapshoot. I don't know.
Yeah, this damn pre-show might be the who wins.
Right. That's what I mean. That's the weirdest thing because oddly enough, I'm looking at the main card. I think a lot of the main card ones are fairly predictable. But
right.
A couple of these.
But this time, like 100%
pre-show ones are like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can even see Tony not sure until like the day of, like, fuck it, Penelope, whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Jacob.
Yeah, a little tough. I will go with I think I'll go with Willow and Harley. Because I don't know, they seem to be going back and forth, picking up victories against each other, and I think Megan Bain got the win against Harley on I believe Dynamite or Collision or whatever, wherever they last faced. We'll give them the win this time. Keep it going. Until they decide to blow it off or whatever. Maybe they're involved in blood and guts. If they decide to do a women's match this year. I just keep the flip flopping going. Megan Bain doesn't have to take the pin. That's why Penelope Ford's there. But
when's the women's tag team?
I don't think they've announced anything yet.
Okay.
Someday. So we're our 50-50 split on that going into this one. This could also maybe end the pre-show actually too. We got the conglomeration: Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. I feel like it's Roderick Strong and the conglomeration. Not really part of that group. And Tomohiro Ishii taking on the Death Riders. That's Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Pac. Sorry, I love Pac's new gear still broken up. And Daniel Garcia here. Me, yeah, again, like, if this does finish, like, yeah, give the faces the win, baby. The Death Riders need it. Honestly. Um, you know what? Because I feel like Roddy's kind of an outlier, and I feel like you maybe want to have Death Riders looking strong at first. I'll say the Death Riders take this. Let's say heels take this. Pez?
Yeah, this is another one where it's like up in the air. Like it's on the
Yeah,
pre-show, so yeah. Do you give it to the faces
yeah,
for the thing? Orange Cassidy just came back. He's looking hot. Do you give him something and maybe set up? I feel like this might be one of those things, JPO, where it's like you're gonna do some stuff to set up like singles matches for Dynamite. The follow up or
yeah.
Collision. Coming out of this, with some different one-on-one matches or like a tag or something. I'll just flip it again to be different on this. So I'll go with the faces. I'll go with the conglomeration group here.
The conglomeration, Jacob.
Well, I have been very face heavy with my predictions so far. And this is where it ends. I think the Death Riders are going to take this one. Because yeah, I just don't see all four faces winning on the pre-show. But again, yeah, it's really tough to call. I could see, Roddy or Kyle taking the pin, and making the Death Riders look strong because maybe give us hope for John Moxley to win later. I don't know.
I've got a heel turn by Jacob Barber. Richie, are you taking the heel turn, or are you taking the conglomeration? Sides like that.
I think like if babyface that any of the babyface team, except for Orange Cassidy maybe, got pinned, it wouldn't hurt them. But I think Death Riders, they just got this new iteration with Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia and Willa Yuta have actually been working well as a tag team. I would like to see them as a proper team in themselves. So I think you continue that sort of momentum. So I think one of those three, Ishii, O'Reilly, or Strong is going to take the pin, and I think I'm going Death Riders.
Oh, all of us going heel, Pez going the faces here. So yeah, again, all good enough to be a little up in the air on the tailgate brawl, which I believe is just on Patreon Max too, but free if you have Patreon.
TNT.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it on TNT?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I would match Darby Allin, John Moxley. Again, we did say this could possibly be the main event. That is quite possible. I do have the one title match going last with the graphics here. Lopez, I quit. Who's quitting?
Yeah, I mean, my only logic for this one is that Moxley ended up winning the coffin match last time, so I feel like you gotta flip it here and give it to Darby. I know it's hard to bet against Mox because he wins a lot, but I think Darby like really, really needs the strong win here, and it might be something to where he even beats him by like just threatening to do something insane, like threatening him to set him on fire again or something like that. Like quit before I throw a Molotov cocktail at you or something. I don't know, something silly like that. But I'll go Darby here.
Darby for the Pezzy. What about the Barbs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it fair to say that Darby's kind of been going at this alone? He really hasn't had much help. I think that's fair to say, right? Like he's been by himself. And Moxley's obviously got 4 other guys, or 5, counting Marina, behind him. But maybe Darby has recruited some guys, or maybe the conglomeration gets involved or something, evens the odds. And yeah, I think Darby takes this one. You even it, and then who knows what that third match is going to be? It's going to be something crazy. But yeah, Darby, even it out.
Richie, we 3 for 3 on Darby, or are you thinking it's going to be Dean Ambrose?
Who's coming out to help Darby? Look at that, it's Bam Margera. No. Bam Margera said in an interview that like Darby's been wanting him to do some AEW stuff.
What's weird?
No, I think in I Quit matches, heels for the most part generally don't win. and I think Darby needs to win this. I think he'll get set up for a title shot down the line here, probably win at some stage. So yeah, and I hope if Moxley does get if there is fire involved and Moxley does get set on fire, he actually sells it this time. He got set on fire last time, but he was fine. So anyway, Darby Allin.
Jacob,
yeah.
I got distracted for 1 second. Who would you pick again? I just didn't want to.
Darby.
He's Darby.
Okay, just checking.
And
Gotcha.
we're all Darby here. Yeah, I mean, again, simple wrestling logic of, he lost last time. So, like, you're going to it's not a huge barrier, but it's still a little bit of a barrier to just have Darby lose these two big no DQ matches in a row here. So, yeah, it makes sense to me. Maybe he'll threaten to set Renee on fire. Who knows? That's possible. So, speaking of two ladies that are on fire, good segment, by the way, on Dynamite for Mox and Darby. Also, fun segment with Chris and Tony these last couple of weeks too. They've had fun building this up. Women's title on the line: Statlander, Storm, Barber.
I think this is the easiest one of the night so far, which is weird to say when Tony Storm is involved, but Chris Statlander.
We would have said the other thing if Tony was champion, like maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Chris just got it. First big title defense. I know she's defended it before, but first big title defense. Tony doesn't need it back right now. She's going to be just fine. And I do think maybe she goes after those tag titles to give those titles a really big first champion. So yeah, Chris Statlander.
All right, Richard.
Yeah, I will be probably in agreement here. I think it'll be a great match, but yeah, you want Chris Statlander to have a decent run here. Really do AEW do like a short title run for like the main titles. So yeah, I think she'll have a decent run here. I think Tony Storm goes on with Mina Shirakawa. I believe it would probably be a suitable partner to fight for the tag titles. Probably win them, to be honest. To be fair. So yeah, I think Statlander wins and then goes on to feud with someone else. So I'm a Stat man.
3 for 3. Yeah, Statlander again. It's just simple logic of she has the title, she's got it, and I think they're obviously giving her plenty of promo time, and I think she's liking the company, so it would be disservice to take her off for this first big defense here. Tony's still good enough, hot enough on all levels to take a loss, be fine. Richie had also made a good point that she might be segueing in the tag if they're doing the tournament. That makes sense. Pez?
Ditto to everything you guys said for Chris. I'll clean sweep it. Nothing to add.
That's a clean sweep. We love Tony, but yeah, Chris is also pretty dope, and it just began really. $500,000 on the line. The Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express. Have I ever told you on that? It's always a pet peeve of mine now that Tony's doing these random money matches. Like, if you were on the card, wouldn't you be like, hey, can my match also be for $500K?
Yeah.
Why do they
or
get
can
$500K?
we split that up and like every match get $50K or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, Tony, what the fuck? They'll even do that on like a random four-way with like AR Fox and Jalisco and people will be like, hey, Tony, why was my match not for an extra like whatever K?
Well, why is my match for only $200? This is bullshit.
Yeah. What were we at? But Richie, we got Young Bucks Jurassic Express. This one might be kind of hard to tell, I think, on paper. What do you think, though, Richie?
Yeah, with Jungle Jack Perry. Don't call him Jungle Boy. He's Jungle Jack Perry. But yeah, I think just because of just reteamed, I'll go Jurassic Express. Yeah, I feel like if Young Bucks had that money, that Nick would just blow through it again. That was a funny segment on there, being nearly. So yeah, I'd like to see like Jurassic Express go on a spin through. This is the idea of Luchasaurus shopping is funny. So yeah, I'll go Jurassic Express on this one just because they've only just reunited. Young Bucks can afford to lose. They're fine. They'll build themselves back up when the tag titles eventually. So yes, Jurassic Express.
Well, I'm gonna go Young Bucks. I don't know why. I'm feeling it in my bones. The Young Bucks are gonna eat this one out. Actually, Pez?
My only logic is Jurassic just reunited, so I don't see why they wouldn't win this one, honestly. So I get your gut feeling about the Bucks because they win a lot, and God knows if they win, I still get fantasy points, so that's fine. But I'll go Jurassic.
Barber.
Not only do Jurassic Express need a win, I need a win. I need victory points on my fantasy roster, and Jurassic Express is going to give them to me. But yeah, they just came back, build them up. Young Bucks are going to be fine, like Richie said. So yeah, or just watch this be a double DQ and none of us get points.
Yeah, I thought I might be a loner for the EVPs here. Oh, what if it is?
They're not EVPs.
Nah, whatever. Uh, TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe. Is this me?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Ah,
Yeah, I believe so.
5.
I want to hear someone else talk. I don't know. Fletcher's still, I think, on a hot streak here. I love Mark. I would love to see him with a singles title. So I'm not against that happening, but I just don't think it's here yet. What is 5? Is it the 5th time they wrestled? Is that what this is? What's the 5?
Yeah, because there wasn't a number on the last graphic, was there?
I think is this the fifth time they've wrestled?
I imagine.
Oh yeah, this is their 5th match, is what they're billing it as.
Okay.
Like, 5-1. This is their 5th one-on-one match.
I just noticed it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go Fletcher. Pez.
Yeah, Fletcher. He's been on the hot streak defending the title. In my heart, I would love to see Briscoe, pick up a title like this. He did get that other win against MJF, and that was cool. But I think Fletcher, is got the title defense streak going right now. So I think it keeps up here. I'll go Fletcher.
All right, Barber.
Yeah, I would love to see Mark Briscoe win, but I think Kyle Fletcher is going to hold on to this title for a long time. I think it's going to really take them building someone up to, make it a special moment when he drops the belt. So I'm going to go with Kyle.
All righty, Richie, are you with us?
Well, the biggest winner here is me because these are both my guys. But yeah, I don't. And unless like I see a pathway for Kyle Fletcher to lose, they haven't built one up yet. So and one up yet to fill that position. I think Kyle Fletcher will be champion for quite a while. So yeah, I'll go Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, love to the Briscoe man, but yeah, Fletcher is on a hot streak right now. Brodito defending their titles. That's Brodito and Brody King against the Don Callis family. Inosuke Takeshita and Kazuka Okada. Takeshi's been on TV in a minute because he's been busy winning the IWGP title from Zack Sabre, doing stuff with DDT. So he's a busy boy. We got him on pay-per-view. Pez.
Should be a great match. This could be a show stealer, honestly. I guess my only logic for this one is, Takeshita Okada, I think, are on a collision course for a, singles match, either at Full Gear or World's End. They have some conflict here that kind of leads to that. I think you can keep it on Brodito for at least a little bit longer. They could be maybe colliding with FTR pretty soon again, something like that. So I'll stick with Brodito here because I think they're popular enough, and it's not so much a transitional thing. I think they could hang on to it for a little bit longer.
Barber?
Same pick, same reasoning. Yeah, I think Takeshi and Okada, obviously they've been butting heads. I could definitely see them going one-on-one. Either for the unified or the IWGP. Either one. Maybe both. Title for title. I could see that too. But yeah, let's go Brodito. I also thought they were going to be a transitional champion, and I'm very happy that they're not because I think they're a really, really good team.
Reggie.
Yeah, I think this will just this match will just be a will kind of strengthen the dissension between Okada and Takeshita. I thought it was really a kind of funny segment when like it was the Cal's birthday, and Takeshita was going to be sending in the message, and Okada accidentally turns the TV off. Yeah,
I
I
pressed the
think
wrong button.
press the wrong button. I'm sorry. Yeah, but no, Brodito has been going great. And yeah, Bandito specifically has had a banger year, and I think that will continue. And I think they're probably destined to face FTR, like they said. So I'll go Bandito.
As Robert Williams once said, "Son of a bitch, you stole my line." Yeah, nothing new, much new to add here. I think Rodito will retain. You could always do they're great, but they don't like each other. Reign with Okada and Takeshita, but they're going to end up facing each other. Okada's already got a belt, and it kind of feels like one makeshift team in a way to do another makeshift team doesn't totally add up. I think it just spells Rodito retains, faces maybe a whole team down the line, whether it's the Bucks or
Quick side note for our end of the year thing when we get there. I think you can make a strong case for Bandito Wrestler of the Year, at least in that conversation.
And Takeshita, to be honest.
And Takeshita, because Bandito between all the stuff, the great stuff he's been, putting out on AEW, but also Ring of Honor, putting out like those great main events as well. I think you can make an argument. I'm just saying he's in the conversation. I wouldn't argue with somebody if they tried to make that.
No, I'm glad. Unlike Athena, that the men's with Ring of Honor champ is also featured in AEW. Because they both are both worthy. Hey, we got some women here though. That looks like Jamie Hayter, it's kind of a one-on-one grudge match of sorts, if you will. Barber?
Yes, and I didn't want to go first on this one. Just because I'm not sure which way it's gonna go. Tekla, give the heel the first win.
Yeah, Richie, are you gonna side with your girl Tekla or your girl Jamie?
Oh man, again, just a win for me. But this is actually tough. Because it's been built up, and she's not long come back from injury. I'll go Jamie, and then I'll have a rematch and take a little win. But I'll go Jamie for this one.
Ooh, little splitsies here on this one. I like it. I'm gonna go revert back to Tekla. I think just because she is the newer of the two. Jamie's a former champ. Could be a future champ. I think Tekla's, slightly newer girl. Give her the W, baby. Good look, good promo. Pez?
Yeah, oddly enough, one with like almost no stakes with no titles or anything, but like one of the harder ones to predict, just because even though it's like kind of a random match. You know what? I'll make it an even split, and I'll go with Jamie. So let's make it a 50-50 here, and then split a little bit. And I'll go with Jamie here. All right.
Keep the hair too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and Pez and anyone, but Wrestling Logic, shouldn't you do the normal trios match before the street fight?
Yeah, I feel like WWE's done this sometimes too, where it's like we just had a gimmick match and now we're having a regular rules match. Like
you just put each other through tables and chairs, and now let's do wrestling.
I mean, unless like the day of the show or before the match, they propose something like at the last second, which could happen.
Why would you advertise that then? I think this is gonna be a
yeah, no, but I'm with you. Like, why wouldn't you just have some kind of elimination match or something?
Put this on the pre-show. Let's move FTR Jet Speed here. There's the swap.
Yeah,
because we've seen it, and even this week we got the tag teams again, which I thought was also a bad booking decision. Like, don't keep giving us kind of the match again and again. So that's just my booking stance on that one. I thought it was weird to see this build. We already saw the grudge match. Like, why are we seeing this? Should be the first match of the series. Richie, who's walking out? The Man, Ricochet, Toa Leona, and Bishop Khan, or the Hurt Syndicate. The Hurt people, MVP, Benjamin, and Lashley.
Part of me feels like the Hurt Syndicate should get the win because they lost last time, but again, I feel like maybe they'll do a thing, right? I'm not missing my logic. I think they'll do a thing where MVP will get pinned again, and they'll be like, look, maybe I'm a weak link here, and then that's where they will bring in Cedric Alexander, whose contract runs out. His contract runs out in TNA. And then he'll get brought in for their inevitable next match, which would be the 3-man Hurt Syndicate without MVP and just be a manager. So I'll go the demand.
I'll go Hurt Syndicate and say Cedric shows up tonight. That's
I was thinking about that as well. It's like, yeah, he could just show up here and and just becomes part of the group, and MVP's like, yeah, no, totally. I brought him in as like a backup, and because I know I'm the weak link here, so I recruited some talent I know personally, and he could show, because it seems like almost every pay-per-view, like somebody shows up as a surprise now. That's been happening a lot lately, where like somebody comes back or somebody debuts or something, almost every show, and I could see that happening for here. So yeah, I'll go Hurt for the same reason.
the classic lights out. Who is it? Barber?
Yeah, who is it?
Set MC.
Yeah, I'm torn because they're 1-1 against each other. This is the rubber match, and it's a tornado match, so that chaos.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, it's a tornado trios match.
They could advertise like that.
They are. It's on Twitter. Like they updated the graphic. I think JPO just
okay.
they saved graphics before.
Oh, you're gonna put it on me now, huh?
No, I'm saying you were prepared, and AEW was like, well, now that JPO saved graphics, now we're gonna change it.
Let's update it. Yeah, and screw him
their
over.
fault, not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm torn because it's like, which trio do they have more investment in? If somebody does debut, I could see the Hurt Syndicate winning. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm gonna go the demand, but again, this is one that could go either way.
One second. No, I'll go. That's it, trio. Right. Okay. There might be a little split here. You can see other group. Welcome to the W. Why does MVP look so sad?
Because he knows he's gonna lose.
This might be his last match. That's why.
And I just thought this was a dope graphic. And it made Samoa Joe. There's a couple weird ones I found for this one. Richie.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly, I don't know how. Like Samoa Joe's been saying that, when this contract runs out, he might likely retire. So this could be his last that big title match. I'm not sure. Depends what when his contract runs out. So I mean, yeah, this is just to be cool. Even though he's not a host, it'd be cool sort of host fight. But I think Hangman wins. I don't think he'll lose until maybe like an MJF or something, like cashes in or something like that. And yeah, I think it's just a cool match to have people with not much in the way of story, but I think it's just a match that we haven't seen yet. So yeah, but I think Hangman wins. It makes more sense long term. So yeah, I'll go cowboy shit.
Yeah, I'm going cowboy shit too. Kind of similar to last month with Fletcher. I just don't see Joe taking it. And I love Joe, don't get me wrong. And if he takes it, I'm definitely going to have no qualms. But this kind of feels to me filler-ish after the big win of Hangman. Joe's still technically in that trios and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Paige here. Guys.
Yeah, it feels like, unfortunately, like Joe just got boosted up because we needed somebody to challenge Hangman this month. For now, I mean, not to say I don't think it'll be a great match. I think it'll be really good. These guys should beat the hell out of each other. It should be a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, Hangman will retain here.
All righty, and Barber.
I mean, if you needed somebody to be a filler, let's give Claudio a title shot or something. Give somebody that hasn't been in the title picture
You'd have to build him first. At least Joe's kind of pre-built.
Right, but it's like it also it's like, well, maybe this guy has a chance. Whereas Samoa Joe, it's like he's already the trios champion, and it does feel like there's really no had Joe and the Ops lost the titles on Dynamite, I would be like, oh, maybe, but I don't see Joe being a double champ. Unfortunately, I would
They
love
share
it.
lots of times on
I would
Dynamite.
love
On
it,
a couple levels.
but yeah, Hangman, pretty easy, unfortunately.
The champ is here. Yeah, I think we're all gonna agree that the Hangster will probably retain the title. So yeah, just another quick glimpse of some of the matches. You'll see at Wrestledream on Saturday. Again, should be some good matches here. I'm sure Fletcher and Briscoe will be great. You said that tag title match could be the show stealer. I think Stanley and Tony will deliver. I Quit will probably be bananas, and the title match will be dope too. I mean, everything pictured here should be fun.
AEW always delivers on pay per view. I feel like, at
Yeah.
least match quality wise. So yeah, there's you definitely, I think, get your money's worth, and we'll do our thing. I have one gap on my predictions here, Jacob. For what Young Bucks and Jurassic, who did you have one more time?
Jurassic.
Sorry, I have one Jurassic. All right, just wanted to make sure. All right, I've got everything.
Yeah, I'm the weird one that went Bucks.
Yep.
I guess emergency tiebreaker. Who do you guys have opening the show? We'll go with that. We'll run down with Jacob opener as an emergency tiebreaker on the card here.
Young Bucks and Jurassic Express.
Bucks. All right, Richie. I mean, you can say the same thing, Richie, if you want to.
No, I want to be different. What do we got here? I'll go Fletcher Briscoe.
Motherfucker, that's what I was going to pick. JPO.
I mean, again, watch us all be wrong, but you guys are picking the two ones that I'd go with. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Fletcher Briscoe.
Okay, Fletcher. All right. So maybe I should just be different altogether and pick something else. Let's go. I'll say Demand Hurt Syndicate. Why not? 6-man.
That was my second choice.
Maybe you have, if Cedric shows up, that could be a fun way to kick off the show if he shows up. You know what I mean?
I can see maybe the women's title being first. Maybe even that tag title match. You want to just start with a bang? Like, yeah, there's possibilities. If we're wrong about, or if we're right about the I Quit match ending, start with Joe and Paige.
That's what I was just about to say. Also,
yeah, that's also on the docket too. Instead of making that like 9 matches first.
Fair enough. All right. Cool. All right. So we are done with everything that's on the docket. If you guys want to kill a little time, we did it a little last week, but Jacob's here this week. You guys want to play Guess the Pay-Per-View?
Yeah.
a couple of things. You guys want to play now that Jacob's here? Jacob, you want to participate and play? We did this a little bit last week. I can run down the rules again for you if you like. You don't necessarily need a whiteboard, but if you want to kind of write them down as you go, that might be helpful.
I don't have a whiteboard. I'm still not unpacked fully. I can't.
Or a piece of paper and a pen, or you can type them on your phone. Whatever you want to do if you want to. That's up to you.
I don't trust them to do that. No.
So how this works is I've got 7 pulled up already, so we can do kind of a best of 7, and we'll run this down. So we'll just do that. And how it works is it'll be a lot like the thing we've done on picks and list and whatnot. For like actor casts of a movie, and you can lock in. So what I'll do is I'll start with the opening match of a pay-per-view, and after I've announced each one. If you'd like to lock in, you can say lock. You can give your guess, but however, if you are incorrect on your guess, you are locked out of the next match, if that makes sense. So you lose a turn essentially, and you cannot guess on the next one. So that gives the other participants an opportunity to lock without you, and I will just go match by match by match. Again, you can lock in as many times as you want, but you risk getting locked out if you're incorrect. If we get to the main event and nobody still is able to guess after I announce the main event, I will then give you the year, and then you can write down. We will write down somehow, and Jacob, again, you can type it out on your note app or something like that. Your final guess as to the name of the pay-per-view from that year, and everybody gets a chance to get a point at that turn, and we'll just see who gets the most points. So that's just how it works out of 7 here. So we'll do that. So Jacob, everything makes sense to you?
Yeah.
As we go along. So, all right. So you might just need something to write down if we go through the whole thing and nobody gets it. I would imagine that probably won't happen with the 3 of you guys. But JPO dominated last time. He did very well. I think got, 6 points, something like that, out of the ones we did. Richie, it's Richie's 2 or 3. So, yeah. So, but did very, very well. So he's very good at this game. But I've got 7 tabs pulled up with the Wikipedia's running down these things right here. So let me make sure I have it written down, ready to go. And then I will get things started. All right. Are you guys ready for your first one? I'll announce how many matches are on the card out as the first thing so you can kind of get an idea. 6 matches on your pay-per-view card here for this particular pay-per-view. Your opening contest, gentlemen, in a 6-man tag team match, Too Cool of Grandmaster Sexay, Rikishi, and Scotty 2 Hotty defeating Team ECK, Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle. Wow, Richie is going to jump right out of the bat.
Judgment Day 2000.
That is correct, right off the bat. Damn, opening match, nailing it. So, damn, Richie knows his opening match. Hey, JPO, to be fair, JPO locked on an opener last time from something from like 2002. Just locked right out of the gate. So, I guess if you guys know,
if I was able to whiteboard, I wouldn't went there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think about it
right,
wrong.
well, there you go. All right, so Richie getting a point right off the opener. So there you go, jumping right into it. All right, we'll jump to our next one. Again, let me write it down for my own sake off to the side here to make sure I've got the year and everything correct. All right, let's go to our opening contest out of 7 matches here on this particular pay-per-view. Your opening match, a handicap match. The Nation of Domination, D'Lo Brown, Kama Mustafa, Rocky Maivia, defeating LOD, Animal and Hawk. And once I say it, I'll give you guys about 15 seconds. If nobody locks, I'll just move on to the next one. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that is your opening contest. Your second match. The tag team match, Max Mini and Nova defeat Mosaic and Tarantula.
Lock.
JPO is gonna give it a shot here. What you got?
Oh shit, I'm wrong. Fuck. Royal Rumble '98.
That is incorrect. So JPO is locked out. But the other two, Jake and Rich, you can lock in if you like before I move on. If not, you can wait. And JPO will be locked out of the third match here.
Lock.
Richie is going to take a shot.
Royal Rumble 96.
That is incorrect. So, Jacob, you can you get a free shot if you just want to wait for the third one. Either one of them can buzz in. So if you just want to wait for the third match, you can.
I'll just wait for the third one.
Okay, because literally they cannot lock in on this next one, so you get a free shot if you'd like. All right, your third match for the tag team titles. The Godwins defeat the Headbangers to become new champions.
That sounds like a banger.
Lock.
Jacob.
I'll just split the difference. Is it Royal Rumble 97?
No.
That's incorrect. So, all right, unfortunately, but Jacob was the only one who could lock into that one, so we will move on to the fourth match. But unfortunately, Jacob, you are locked out of the fourth match. JPO and Richie back into play for this one. So we will go to our fourth match up here. For the vacant Intercontinental Championship, Owen Hart defeats Farouk. All right. JPO and Richie have an opportunity here, but see if anybody buzzes in.
Obviously, when the right
Owen Hart defeats Farouk for the IC title vacant. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, moving on to match number 5. Jacob, you are back into play here. Everybody in play for this one. Match number 5, an 8-man tag team match. The DOA, the Disciples of Apocalypse, all those guys, defeating all of the Los Boricuas and all those guys.
Yeah,
So,
Jesus.
in an 8-man tag, which is a match that happened 9,000 times. Like, so
Sounds like
I know
so
that
is
they would
around
narrow
that.
it down.
I know that I definitely know with the time
All
period.
right.
I just don't know.
You 100% you guys will get this by the main, so it's just a question of whether or not you guys will get this before the main. So, all right. Anybody want to lock in? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Match number 6, your semi-main event. In a flag match, Bret Hart and the British Bulldog defeat the Patriot and Vader. In a flag match.
Lock.
Lock, JPO.
Ground Zero 96.
That is incorrect. Richie or Jacob? Unfortunately, JPO will be locked out of the main event. So, unless either one of you guys.
I thought last time you let us both do the main event. So that's the only reason I tried. Fuck.
Oh, I mean, did we do that last time? I can't remember. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we did do that. There's no
That's the
locking
only
out of
reason
the
I
main event. Sorry
tried.
about that. Gotcha. Sorry about that. I forgot about that rule. Yeah, we did do that.
No,
last
you're
time, so
good.
my bad. But Richie and Jacob can still pick it up before the main event if they want to give it a shot. You guys can lock in and give it a shot. I guess a free shot, really.
That's why I did. Because I remember you saying like you might as well like shoot your shot if you want.
You can shoot your shot if you want to. Either one of you guys.
Lock.
Richie.
Calgary Stampede 97.
Incorrect. Jacob, do you want to take a free shot for the main event? No?
I
All right, so this one might be literally whoever locks in first after I announce this.
Well, no, then we whiteboard. I thought.
I know. To determine the number one contender for the WWF title, a Hell in a Cell match, Shawn Michaels defeats The Undertaker.
Lock.
JPL.
Just say it.
Just say it.
Bad Blood 97.
Correct. That is correct on the last second. Yes. Bad Blood 1997. Yes. Again, I knew you guys would get it by then because it's Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell.
I don't know if I missed this, but do we have to wait until you're done saying the match to lock in, or can I say lock and you just like have to stop?
It's like pretty much you could say it at just about any time if you want to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if I say Hell in a Cell and you just want to lock in, that's fine.
Yeah, because at that point I knew, but I wanted to wait.
No, fair enough. Yeah, if I say Hell in a Cell and you want to lock in, that's fine. You can. I'll stop talking, and then if anybody else wants to hear the rest of it, you can hear the rest of it. But yeah, that's why I announced the gimmick first, and then I announced the participants. So if you guys want to try, you can. But there you go. So all right, JPO picking up that one, but yeah, right at the end, that's it for the main event. But still 5 more to go. All right, we'll jump to our next pay-per-view. So let me write this down off to the side just so I have it off hand. All right, and we've got, let me count up, 8 matches on your main pay-per-view card here. Your opening contest, a 6-person mixed tag team match. Christy Hemme and the Legion of Doom of Animal and Heidenreich defeating Eminem, Mercury Nitro Molina. So you could probably get an idea of like the era, but you know, it might not be terribly specific.
I think I know
Again, sometimes the participants can give you like an era, but you don't quite know maybe until you get deeper. So, all right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Nobody locking in. Your second match, Bobby Lashley defeats Simon Dean.
Lock,
Richie.
Unforgiven 05.
That is incorrect. Would anybody else like to lock?
Lock,
JPO.
No Mercy 06.
That is incorrect. Jacob, would you like to take a stab, or you can take a free shot on the next one since JPO and Richie are locked out?
Yep, I'll take the next one.
I'll take the next one. All right, your next one, JPO and Richie cannot guess on this one. A fatal four-way for the United States Championship. Chris Benoit defeats Booker T, Christian, and Orlando Jordan. Jacob, you have a free shot here. JPO and Richie cannot buzz in if you'd like to try.
I think one of them
It's up to you.
I think one of them had the right year. Judgment Day 05?
That is incorrect. All right. So Jacob is locked out of the next one, and they cannot lock in for this one, so we'll move on to the next match. JPO and Richie back in, Jacob out for the next one. Your next match, Mr. Kennedy defeats Hardcore Holly.
Lock.
Richie.
No Mercy 05.
That is correct. Richie gets it. No Mercy.
I did
05.
touch on my. Oh man.
Yeah. You were dancing
You're
around
off.
the JPO. You said no mercy. I was like, no mercy.
Yeah.
Oh, 6. Oh, not quite. Yes. Your rest of the card. JBL defeats Rey Mysterio. A handicap casket match. Bob and Randy Orton defeat The Undertaker. Your Cruiserweight Championship. Hoovy defeats Nunzio. And your singles match for the World Heavyweight title. Batista defeats Eddie Guerrero. So that is the rest of your card. No Mercy 05. So Richie picking up that one. Nicely done. All right. Let me grab this next one right here. All right. Let me make sure I've got the right year. And all right. Okay. We are ready to go. Gentlemen, are you ready for your next pay-per-view? Let me give you the number of matches. 10 matches on this particular pay-per-view. All right. And we will start out for the unified WWE Tag Team Championship. Show Miz defeats Morrison and R-Truth. Show Miz defeats John Morrison and R-Truth.
Lock.
Jacob.
Is this WrestleMania 26?
That is correct on the opener.
Oh,
Jacob
yeah.
Barber nails it.
I'm stuck in Manias, man. I knew it was a
Mania
Mania.
26 from 2010, which you could also say the year. That's fine for Mania. I will accept that as well. But yes, nails it on the opener. Again, so that can happen. I've seen all you guys nail it on the openers. Just the rest of your card for the heck of it. Randy Orton defeats Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. Triple threat match. Money in the Bank. Jack Swagger wins the Money in the Bank that year. Triple H defeats Sheamus. Rey Mysterio defeats CM Punk. Bret Hart defeats Mr. McMahon in the No Holds Barred Lumberjack match. Some of you guys would have got that by then. Chris Jericho defeats Edge for the World Heavyweight title. 10 Diva tag match, a bunch of ladies in there. I'm not going to name them all. You got the WWE title. John Cena defeats Batista. And your main event, Streak versus Career, no DQ, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels defeats Shawn Michaels. So there you go. All right. You guys would have got it by the back half of the card, I'm sure, if you ain't got it there. All right. So there's one of your manias there. Got 3 more to run down here. So just wrapping it up, having a little fun. But Jacob with a point, Richie with 2 points, JP with 1 point. Anybody's game here with 3 more to go. All right. And you've got, let's see, 10 matches again for this particular pay-per-view. All right. And let me make sure I've got the correct year as well. And okay. All right, gentlemen. Your opening contest for this one, John Cena defeats Triple H.
I hope not.
Locked.
JPO.
Super Showdown 2018.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
You're so confident too.
I wasn't. I just thought maybe.
I would have been pissed if it was right because I was there.
All right. Anybody else like to take a stab, or should I move on to the next one? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. JPO locked out of the next one. Your second match for the Cruiserweight title, Cedric Alexander defeats Kalisto. right. Anybody locking in on this one? No. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Nobody locking in on that one. JPO, you are back into play for match number 3 here. All right. For the vacant Raw Tag Team Championship, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy defeat Cesaro and Sheamus.
Lock.
Richie.
Crown Jewel 2019.
That is incorrect. All right. Give you guys a few more seconds if JPO or Jacob wants to take a stab at it. And 5, 4,
Lock.
3. Lock, JPO.
Super Showdown 2017.
Incorrect.
Okay.
All right. All right. So JPO is locked out of the next one. Richie, you just guessed, right? So you're locked out as well?
I'm locked out as well.
Okay, so JPO and Richie are locked out. Jacob, you get a free shot if you just want to wait for the next match here. All right. All right. Both these guys are locked out. So your fourth match for the United States Championship, Jeff Hardy defeats Jinder Mahal. And neither one of these guys can lock in, Jacob, if you'd like to take a stab.
Should have been right.
Jeff Hardy over Jinder Mahal for the U.S. title. Yeah.
Yes. Crown Jewel 2019. There was a Super Showdown.
I have all the notes right here.
Yeah, well, I have trouble unpacking at a decent time.
5, 4.
Crown
3.
Jewel 2018.
That is incorrect. All right. So Jacob's locked out of this next one, but JPO and Richie back in for this one. So just between these two guys, your fifth match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Bludgeon Brothers defeat the Usos. All right. 5.
Lock.
4. Lock, JPO.
Super Showdown 2019.
It's incorrect. All right. JPO locked out of the next one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. JPO's locked out of the next one. Jacob and Richie eligible for this next one. All right. Your sixth match, a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins defeats The Miz, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe. This is only between Richie and Jacob, potentially.
This is like one of the international shows.
I'm trying to think.
Lock,
I'm
Jacob.
just going to throw it out there. Is this the greatest Royal Rumble?
That is correct. The greatest
Oh
Royal
my
Rumble.
God.
Yes. This is the greatest Royal
I knew it
Rumble.
was
can
Saudi.
picture,
I knew it
you
was
know what's
Saudi.
getting away from me? Hardy and Mahal, because Hardy does like a move that Mahal solves, even though he doesn't like get hit. And I'm like, I can picture it as Hardy.
Yes, this is the greatest Royal Rumble from 2018. I obviously
I had the year right.
Got near the end. Yeah, you had the year right. Y'all are dancing around those Saudi like international
Because it
shows.
was Stephen Triple H opener,
The
and you
undercard
Oh.
of the greatest Royal Rumble. The rest of your card here for the WWE title, AJ Styles defeats Nakamura in a double countout. The Undertaker defeats Rusev in a casket match. Steel cage match for the Universal title. Brock Lesnar defeats Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman wins the greatest Royal Rumble. So there you go.
I was thrown off at first because I'm like, there's no way that show had 10 matches and there was a 50-person Rumble.
Oh,
yeah,
it was the longest, like a 5-hour show. It was ridiculous. It was a long ass show. But they paid for it.
I was on my mind never even went there. Like, yeah, I never would have thought of Rumble.
All right. 2 more to go here. Jacob with 2 points, Richie 2 points, JPO with 1, but JPO could sweep these next 2 and still win. So anything can happen. All right. All right. Your next content, let's see. 8 matches on this particular show.
Lock.
All right. Yeah, right. Lock. He's just gonna shoot a shot, just a random one. All right. Your opening contest for the World Tag Team Championship, a handicap tables match. The Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, defeating Rob Conway and La Resistance.
Handicap match for the world.
Yeah, I know. What is what it is. I'm just reading the results. A handicap tables match.
Lock.
JPO.
Backlash 2004.
Incorrect.
All right.
All right. Anybody else want to take a stab or wait for the next one? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. JPO is locked out of this next one. Your next match. Test defeats Scott Steiner.
Lock.
Richie.
Unforgiven 2003.
That is correct. Richie gets it on the second one. Yes, Unforgiven 2003. Good pull. Yes, again, you guys probably knew like the rough era. Yeah, 2003-ish. You guys got that. The rest of your card, Randy Orton defeats Shawn Michaels. Trish Stratus and Lita defeats Molly Holly and Gail Kim. Kane over Shane McMahon, last man standing. You guys probably would have got it by that because that was a pretty famous match from that one. For the IC title, Christian defeats Jericho and Rob Van Dam. A tag team match to be the commentators on Raw. Al Snow and Coach defeat Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross. Oof. Ouch. And Goldberg defeats Triple H title versus career for the World Heavyweight title. So there you go. All right. Your final one of the evening. This one's going to be fun. I can't wait for the guesses on this one. So let's see what happens. We got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches here ready to go. Let's see what happens. Your opening contest for the 7-match card. A triple threat ladder match for the IC title. Sami Zayn defeats Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Triple threat ladder for the Intercontinental title. Sami Zayn over Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles.
Lock.
JPO.
WrestleMania Backlash 2020.
That is incorrect.
Lock.
Richie.
Is this WrestleMania 36?
That is incorrect. Jacob?
Nope.
If you want to wait for the next one, you got a free shot on the second match. So, all right, JPO and Richie locked out of this one. So your next match for the Raw Women's Championship, Asuka defeats Zelina Vega. All right. Give Jacob 10 more seconds if he wants to lock and take a guess. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're passing to the third match, and JPO and Richie back into play. Everybody in play for this one. Your third match for the United States Championship, Bobby Lashley defeats Apollo Crews. Lock. JPO.
Is it Extreme Rules Horror Show 2020?
That is incorrect, but not a bad guess.
That's what I was
Anybody else?
Richie said lock. He has the answer.
Did you lock?
I did say lock.
Okay, you locked in after JPO, so yeah, you got to give me an answer.
Oh God. SummerSlam 2020.
That is incorrect. Once again, Jacob, if you just like wait for the next one, you're wide open.
I was locked out of this one.
Oh yeah, you were locked out, but you're back in by yourself for the next one, so you have to wait anyway. So we're going to move on to the next match. All right, your Raw Tag Team Championship match: the Street Profits defeat Andrade and Angel Garza. But Jacob all alone for this one. So I'll just give you 15 seconds if you'd like to lock in.
Backlash 2021.
That is incorrect. All right, so we will move on to the next match. And JPO and Richie back into play for this next one. Jacob locked out. Your next match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka defeats Bayley. That's not me losing my mind. that is what it is. By this logic, Asuka now a dual champion, SmackDown and Raw.
Locked.
Locked, JPO.
Is there a fucking Fastlane 2020?
That is incorrect. All right. Richie's the only one who can lock in if he wants to.
Should probably take my chances, but I can't think about a pet for you.
5, 4, 3,
Lock.
2. Lock, Richie.
Was there a Hell in a Cell 2020?
Incorrect. All right. JPO and Richie locked out of the next one, so we'll move on. Jacob Barber will be the only one who can lock in for this next match. This is an ambulance match for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defeats Randy Orton. Jacob's the only one who can lock in if you'd like to take a shot. Drew McIntyre over Randy Orton in an ambulance match for the WWE title.
I think JPO's got the right year. I thought it's just based off the fact that you've said a lot of title matches. Clash of Champions 2020.
That is correct. Clash of the Champions 2020.
Good logic.
That is a correct answer. Nicely done. Yes, getting it on the lockout. And your main event of the evening for the Universal title, Roman Reigns defeats Jey Uso. So that was your main event of Clash of the Champions.
From the get-go, I knew that ladder match was pandemic. I forgot.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, we have a tie between Jacob and Richie. So JPO, I'm gonna lock you out of this one, unfortunately, and I'm gonna break the tie with them too, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
For just this one, but I need to pull something. Give me just a second, and I will.
Or we make it for quadruple the points. Just saying, whatever.
Quadruple the points. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta
I got something.
It's like the
I've got
Show.
something.
The last one is worth 10,000 points.
10,000 points. All right. Let me get something pulled up here. Give me 1 second. I have something in mind. I just want to pull this one up. All right. I have an idea here. All right. Okay. I've got something ready to go. So here we go. All right. Let me count the matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches. So this one just between Jacob and Richie. They're both tied at 3. So we're going to break the tie here for bragging rights for these two guys. JPO, I mean, you're free to like write down if you have like locked in answers.
Yeah, I'll play off air. Yeah.
You can play off air if you want to like circle each lock in answer that you would have guessed if you had been playing. That's totally fine. But just between these two guys, your opening contest between Jacob and Richie here for the Intercontinental Championship, Kevin Owens defeats Ryback.
I don't know if you said how many matches.
7.
Matches, I believe. Yes, 7. But Kevin Owens defeats Ryback for the IC title opening match.
Not my error. You guys have fun.
All right. Give you guys a few more seconds if either one of you guys wants to lock in. Otherwise, we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to our second match. Dolph Ziggler defeats Rusev. All right. Okay, a few more seconds, and I'll count you guys down. Dolph Ziggler defeats Rusev. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, moving on to our next match. For the WWE Tag Team Championships, the Dudley Boys defeat the New Day. By DQ, I should say. By DQ. The boys defeat the New Day by DQ. Because everybody loves a DQ on a pay-per-view. It's always so much fun. All right. Neither guy's taking a shot here. 5, 4,
Lock.
3. Lock. Richie.
SummerSlam 2015.
That is incorrect. Incorrect. So, Jacob, I'll just count you down 5 seconds. But if you want to wait for the next one, you'll have a free shot without Richie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Only Jacob can lock in on the next one. All right. For the Divas Championship, Charlotte defeats Nikki Bella. But only Jacob can lock in.
This is the only match that could still technically take place.
Yeah, right. JPO, you can send me, by the way, you can private message me your guesses as you go along if you want to. That's fine. Just
I've got
behind
a
the
couple.
scenes.
I'm not locked. I got a couple of guesses.
Up to you. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, you could always like shoot me like a Facebook message, and
I'm not sure. I got a couple of random guesses.
5, 4, 3,
I have no idea.
2, 1. All right, but Richie back into play here for this next one, so both guys are eligible. All right, your next match, a 6-man tag team match. The Wyatt family defeats Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Chris Jericho. Jacob.
Oh no, I don't think so anymore. I'm gonna go for it anyway. Just
you locked in. You gotta give me a guess.
Oh shoot! Is this Battleground 2015?
That is incorrect. What a good guess. All right, Richie. I'll count you on. Once again, Wyatt family defeats Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Jacob is locked out of this next one. Richie, it's all yours for the semi-main event here, if you'd like to lock in. For the United States Championship, John Cena defeats Seth Rollins.
Oh, I might have had it.
Oh, I've got it.
You've got a chance here, Richie, to get it before the main event without Jacob locking in. Otherwise, you guys will both be up for the main event.
Oh man. I know
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is time. Both guys back in for the main event. You can yell out as soon as you think you know it. For the World Heavyweight title, Seth Rollins defeats Sting.
Lock.
Jacob.
Night of Champions 2015.
That is it. And Jacob Barber takes it on the main event. Night of Champions 2015. Just as soon as I said Sting, as soon as I said Sting, as soon as I said it, yeah, that's a pretty famous.
I had it.
I did write down.
I couldn't lock in.
I wrote down Night of Champions. As soon as you said Dudley's, that's their only like tag title shot, I think. And I remember it being
around that time
on pay-per-view anyway.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't like one of the big shows.
I knew it was a big
show. Like it was one of those smaller shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins pulling double duty that night. Yeah, in the U.S. title match and the World Heavyweight title match. So
there was a battle.
Okay. And then Sting retired and never wrestled again, sadly.
Yep. So there you go. Nicely done, guys. But Jacob, hey, showing that had he been around last week, he might have given you a run for your money.
Hey, don't take away my victory.
You had a hell of a victory, but Jacob proving more than worthy on this one. So nicely done, sir. Good job.
I'll watch it back and see how well I would have done.
Yeah, you'll have to because it was a fun. I think I pulled like 10 or 11 for that one. I was like ready to roll. Just we had a shorter show last week, so
to get a perfect game.
We did that. So yeah, we won't always do that. We probably won't do this next week because we got to go over AEW papers. Always take a while to go over, as well as news and all that kind of stuff. So I just busted it out when we have a little extra time. So it's kind of become a fun little thing for you guys just to goof around and have a little fun with. So yeah, there we go. We'll wrap it up there. We killed some extra time and had a little fun with that. But plenty of pay-per-views out there that I can pull from, so we can have a lot of fun with that.
Bring them on. 2002. Bring it on.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next time we do it, JPO, we might go to the world of total nonstop action. Let's just put that out there.
Oh shit! I don't know. The first 30 years, no more.
There's Christopher Daniels. Oh, that could be anything.
I know exactly. I'm just saying, maybe to mix it up, we might go to TNA and see how you guys fare in the world of TNA. So, if you guys want to give that a shot. We could go to WCW as well. That could be fun, but that's going to be a lot harder, I would think. So, but if we do, yeah, WCW had a lot of the same ones, and TNA had a lot of the same names. So I mean, you could always like throw out those common names in different years, same kind of thing. So they had their kind of usual lineup of stuff. But if we do that, I will announce it like, all right, this will be TNA, or we're doing WCW sort of thing. So you can just take your shots. But yeah, Jacob, anything you want to throw out there and plug before we get out of here tonight? No, Jacob.
Oh
yeah. Plugs, anything? Yeah, you're good.
No, I don't have much. I show up here. I'm in the lights out tournament whenever that second round happens, and then yeah, if you're in the state of Washington, come watch me do comedy.
Hey, there you go.
I posted a clip on Facebook. Go check it out. It's really funny.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw you posted a clip. I'll have to go back and watch it and yeah, see what you got going on. So yeah, I want to see some footage. But Richie, hey, AEW's finally got a regular night pay-per-view.
So many racial slurs, Jacob.
What?
He's gonna be canceled immediately. I was gonna say, Richie, you think you could actually join? You could probably actually join us for an AEW pay-per-view this weekend, right? Since it's actually at like normal time.
I do have like stuff on, but I will make sure I will like see at least some of it. But yeah, so at least it's on at a good time. Even I should have pointed out too, like I couldn't even see the Perth one live because it started at 10 o'clock my time. So if I stayed up to watch it, I'd finish it at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I waited till later. So even when in my own country, I can't watch it. I can't watch it live.
How many time zones are across Australia? Is it like 3 time zones or something?
There's a few, yeah. There's a few.
Okay.
So I think I'm in Queensland. We're about an hour beyond New South Wales. I don't know the other ones, but yeah. So there's a few. There's quite a few time zones. It's confusing, and we're the only one that doesn't do daylight savings, so it's confusing. Well, you could find me on. Wheel of Movies next week. We're doing Predator.
Predator, yeah.
It's kind of a Halloween-esque, but also it could tie in. But it'd be like it sort of give me fresh new eyes to watch Predator in Predator Bandlands in a few weeks. Coming. Mm-hmm. So that'd be cool. And then like the week, and then after that we'll be doing a Diane Keaton tribute with. Something's got to give. So, very underrated rom-com. So, and cool movie. So, check that out. Other than that, just I'll pop up and then rank him on PS Code stuff sometimes, and that's where you can find me.
All right. Yeah, JPO.
Well, sometimes you'll find me in the deep, dark secrets of the Periscope where we do dirty things no one should ever see, like the Jay Burns match. Don't watch it. But I will be fighting Ted soon. That'll be a fun one.
I was there for that one, unfortunately.
I tried
writing completely fair data questions that nothing out of the ordinary that I've ever written for anything else for a data league, and getting bitched at.
We'll talk out there.
Questions that we.
But
anyways, no, I promise our match will be much more cordial, JPO.
It's actually
yes.
It's actually, I believe we said we're doing it Monday, right?
Monday at 9. Yeah.
It's actually a back-to-back because then I'm doing like the next semifinals like right after that. So where
Nice.
all the
Okay.
semis will be done right on top of each other. It looks like so.
Well, that's cool because at least then you'll know what the championship match is like that
Yeah,
night, and you can post about it. So that's cool.
yeah,
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 not bad.
yeah. No, we're getting rolling. We're finishing that up soon. Yeah.
hmm Hell yeah, no. Look forward to that'll be a really good match. Yeah, I think that'll be really close. That can go either way, so that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Tanya Harding
And
dropped
yeah,
the pair of right at the kneecap.
I know, right?
Oh wait, he can drop the
Yeah,
whiteboard. Shit.
mostly fun me over on the Movie Hero Network. Tournament Fights, Tyringer Fights are doing a lot of horror shows right now. Check that out. And then, yeah, I'll be on doing that match on the Pierce Co. I'll be on And I Quote a Lot with Ryan Permison, doing a lot of other Predator madness. We're doing a Predator 2 watch along this Friday night, Predators watch along next week, both celebrating anniversaries. We're doing both of them. So, yeah, I'll be over there doing all those shenanigans. And then, yeah, next week we'll be back, obviously, with our Wrestledream wrap up and review, and we'll catch up on any news coming out of that. So, yeah, that'll do it for tonight. So, Jacob, always good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hopefully, a good distraction, a little take your mind off things. We appreciate you, buddy. For Richie Goodacre, for JPO, I'm Austin Fazel. We'll see you guys next time.